In this live stream, we are talking about how to avoid getting your YouTube account demonetized and how to avoid getting your YouTube account completely suspended. If this is your first time here, my name is Nick Nimmin. I make videos about how to help, I make videos helping YouTubers learn how to grow their channels and make videos and all types of other YouTube related stuff. So, of course, that is something that you're interested in if you're watching this live stream. So make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. So today, like I mentioned, we are going to talk about YouTube policy. And I have a bunch of screenshots that I've put together to basically, because I know a lot of people, we've got lives to live, right? We're not trying to spend a ton of time, trying to figure out what's going on and keep up to date with the YouTube guidelines and things like that. So what I've done is I have went through and I've gotten a handful of screenshots for the things that I've noticed that, when people subscribe to my channel, I go and I look at their channels and I kind of see what they're doing on their channels, when they're active in the comments and stuff like that. And there's some things that I notice people are doing, and those are the things that I want to talk about in this session here, in this broadcast, because, hey, Vigard, yeah, it's not a new setup, but it's, it's definitely, yeah, it looks different for sure. It's actually all kind of rigged up in here right now, but I'm working on actually building something for the live streaming sessions just so they can be a little bit more, just a little bit different, but still kind of the same, keep the same vibe going. But basically, guys, the idea with this is, I'm trying to help you, because if you haven't looked at the YouTube community guidelines and things like that, I'm trying to help you keep your account from being banned, right? Because nobody wants to get their account banned. It would completely suck. That's not something that you want to have to deal with. And in addition to that, with all of the stuff that's going on right now, you also do not want to get your account demonetized. Hey, what's going on, Mina? Nice to have you in here. Infinite Science, what is happening? Minka, Frederica in the house. Evelyn D. Hain, what is going on? I hope I said your last name correctly. Gaming with Melkor, what is going on in the house? Hazel-eyed girl, nice to see you. All right, nice. We got the posse in here. I think Alan from AM Details is going to be joining us soon. Popping in. I just got a message there on Facebook. Eat Sleep Bangkok. What is going on? Nice to see you in here too. Think Unboxing. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces in here. It's nice to see you guys. Thanks for hopping in on the stream. So the first thing, just so that we can get right into it here, the reason that this information is important is because, according to their terms of service, YouTube reserves the right to decide. It's their call, not your call, not anybody else's call. As someone who uses their website, YouTube reserves the right to decide whether content violates the terms of service for reasons other than copyright infringement, such as, but not limited to, pornography, obscenity, or excessive length, which the excessive length was actually a new one to me. YouTube may, at any time without prior notice, at its sole discretion, remove such content and here's the big, drum roll drama part, terminate a user's account for submitting such material in violation of these terms of service. So that right there is why this is important, because YouTube clearly states in their terms of service that it's totally their call. So, we can fight it. We can not be happy with it. We can complain. We can go on social media. We can make as big of a deal about whatever moves that they make as we want to. But at the end of the day, it's their call, right? It's up to them. So even if we don't like it, even if we don't agree with what it is that what they are doing, if we want to use their platforms as creators for, our personal benefit, to broadcast ourselves out there for, whatever the reason is, we got to play by the rules. And, like I said before, if you guys are just joining into the stream right now, basically what we're talking about is I'm going over some of the community guidelines that I've noticed when I go and I check out people's channels, some of the things that people are doing, and some things that, I have a lot of different types of subscribers on my channel. A lot of different types of people are viewing my content because I'm helping YouTubers, right? So I get to see a lot of different, that basically opens the doorway into a lot of different types of content here on YouTube. So this is basically what I've put together for this broadcast is basically the information, or not the information, but the things that I've noticed on other channels that I want to bring to your attention in case you haven't had time to go through the terms of service, in case you haven't had time to go through the community guidelines, which the terms of service is kind of its own thing. But what we're going to be talking about today is more specifically on the community guideline side of things. In a nutshell, everything that I'm going to be talking about comes down to the very basics, which, you know, this works on YouTube, this works on any social media site, this works in any social relationship of any kind, and that is just respect the YouTube community, right? We're going to get more in depth with it, but this is really what it all comes down to, what it all boils down to. Just don't abuse the site. But in order to understand what that means, then you have to understand the things that YouTube expects or does not expect you to do. So with that out of the way, I'm going to hop in here in the comments too, just to say what's up to some people. It's nice to see you guys in here. ARC Crow, hello Nick, what is going on? Hey bro, I want your help how to improve video quality. Check out my channel, Tech V2. Lots of information there on how to do that. As is, what is going on? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody in here. This is great. Here be bar. Nick, random question. Are you going to VidCon? VidCon, no. Vid Summit, absolutely. Vid Summit in October. I am hopping on an airplane, flying to the other side of the planet so that I can go to VidCon and mingle with other YouTubers there. For me, VidCon is cool, you know, but VidCon is more of like a fan type of thing. For me, I'm going for, you know, basically to network with peers and to network with other people who are taking YouTube more seriously on like the growth and business side of things instead of, you know, just being wrapped up in the whole fan side of it. So for me, that is, you know, that's why I'm going to Vid Summit, because that's what that is all about. And if you guys are familiar with Daryl Eves, that's actually his event. Him and David Walsh Online actually put that event together. So yeah, I'll be going there for October, or in October for that. Photoshop, Jan Rux, Photoshop, definitely. Canva, if you can't use Photoshop. Okay, so the very first thing that we are going to go into, and I see this a lot, is misleading metadata. So I'm going to leave this on the screen here for a second. You can read through it, but I'm going to basically go over the highlighted points of things that I noticed and things that that are particularly important for you to take note of out of this whole block of text here. So YouTube states that all metadata should be representative of the content contained in your video. Among other things, metadata added in an attempt, and this is extremely important right here, extremely important. Metadata added in an attempt to game search algorithms will lead to the removal of your video and a strike against your account, right? Of course, they say, please, you know, select a reasonable number of tags that most clearly reflect your video content. We all know that part already. Please also add tags to the tag section of your metadata. Adding additional tags to the description of your video, and I've seen a nice amount of people doing this too. Adding additional tags to the description of your video may constitute spam and can result into the removal of your video. So if you look at this part down here in the bottom, we'll start there where it says adding additional tags to the description of your video. What this means is this doesn't mean using tags within your natural language while you're writing descriptions to talk about what is in your video. That is not what this means. What this means is you have your tags that, what's going on, Fitness Infinity? Nice to see you. What this means is that you have your tags, right? Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so basically here, inside, or in this, basically, if you are taking, basically, let's say you copy the tags out of your tag box and you just paste them right into your description. That is what this is referencing, and I'm seeing people do this. Like, they'll line up, you know, like 50 hashtags or they'll just put, a bunch of common tags inside of their description box as well that mimic what is going on in their, hey, what's up, Muscle Mind? That mimic what is going on in their actual tag box. So that's basically what this means. Any additional tags to the description of your video may constitute spam and can result in the removal of your video. So that is definitely something that you want to avoid. Now, the next one up here, up higher in this paragraph, the all metadata should be representative of the content contained in your video. Among other things, metadata added in the attempt to game search algorithms will lead to the removal of your video and a strike against your account. Okay, so basically what this is saying is if you are adding tags that are not relevant to the content that you're making, then you are risking them banning your account, right? So let's say that you're a vlogger. Just, I've seen people doing this recently. Let's say that you're a vlogger and you are adding Casey Neistat as one of your tags because you think, hey, if I add Casey Neistat to one of my tags, maybe that's going to help me come up in related search somewhere around Casey Neistat or other people talking about Casey Neistat, but you don't mention Casey Neistat in your vlog. You don't make any references whatsoever. The only thing that you're doing is you're trying to game the algorithm into connecting your video to Casey Neistat's video. That is a violation of the community guidelines, and that is something that you want to try to avoid. People do that with PewDiePie all the time. People do that with Casey Neistat all the time. People do that with me on my stuff, other help creators that, that I didn't collaborate with or whatever. People do that with other people all over YouTube. And if basically, in a nutshell, for this one, for the understanding part of it, if it's not related to your content, then it's not a good idea to actually use it as one of your tags. Make everything that you're doing relevant. This is going to help you for search, and it's going to help keep your account from getting banned. Same thing goes right here for misleading or racy thumbnails, right? And again, just like on the last one, and real quick, actually, before we get into this, guys, if you are just coming in to the live stream right now, and I'm assuming that this live stream is probably not going to do that great because this is extremely important information that people need to know instead of just hanging out. And because of that, a lot of people are probably going to come in here and then they're going to just hop in for a second and then they're going to bail because, it's not, it's not just hanging out or, whatever, but we're going to get into that too, later in the live stream here. But, right now I just want to share this information because it's extremely important, especially with everything that's going on with all the changes that are happening right now with YouTube. You don't want to get your account suspended. You don't want to get it demonetized or anything like that because we all work hard for this stuff. And you want to make sure that you're at the very least playing by the rules. Okay. So back on this one, which is, it's like my voice is going out. Back on this one, which is the misleading or racy thumbnails. Basically, the thumbnail is the title card that will be shown next to your video across the site. And here's the important part, the very crucial part of this, and should be appropriate for all ages. Now, I know that you see videos, where they put cleavage in there. What's going on, Asius 441? Where they put they'll put cleavage shots in there, they'll put butt shots in there, they'll put, whatever racy type of stuff that you should probably not have in thumbnails. That type of stuff can, even though they're not real strict on that one, that kind of stuff can get your account banned. So even though they don't seem to be that strict on that, because a lot of people, especially big channels, use that tactic to get people to click on their thumbnails, just be warned. That's the whole reason I put this slide in here. Just be warned that can lead to your account getting terminated. And it doesn't matter if big channels are doing it. What you need to think about is yourself and not wanting to get your own stuff banned. And by doing that, that's going to help you keep your account and not get your account deleted. They have down here in the bottom, videos that are deemed deceptive will be removed from the site and strikes may be issued to the uploader. So basically, what this is saying is that you need to make your thumbnails relative to what's going on. So let's say that you're making a video about some news event, or let's say you have a thumbnail about some big news event that happened, something that's going on with Donald Trump or whatever, right? You have a thumbnail that says that just so that people will click into your video. One, this is going to hurt you long term anyway, but you have that going on. So what they're saying basically is that if you use tactics to get people in that are not related to what it is that you're doing, then with that, you're also risking the account termination, which is something that you definitely don't want to do, because we all work so hard for this stuff and you don't want to lose it. Okay, this one, you guys are going to love this one. I'm not going to put it up yet, but you guys are going to absolutely love this one, because this goes into a group of people that, we all have to fight against. So I'm going to hop into the comments here and just give some shout outs to some folks in here. I'm going to scroll down here, see who's all jumped into the stream. Beauty Space. People really need to stop spamming this. Yeah, normally I have moderators in here. They probably just haven't seen that it has went live yet. I didn't tell anybody I was going live, so I don't have any moderators in here. So any spammers that are going to come in or whatever, which is actually what we're going to be talking about here in a second. So maybe they should come in here. But, since nobody's moderating right now, it's probably just going to be a free-for-all. So just take that with a grain of salt. Anything anybody says, whatever. Chiba Gaming JP, nice to see you in here, my man. Inappropriate K-pop mom, hey. Muscle Mind Cambodia Mobile, interesting. Papa Fun Australia, yeah, all right. Yeah, this isn't like a new setup. I mean, as you can see, it's the same stuff. I've just kind of repositioned where I moved, because last week on Wednesday or Thursday, I recorded 2 videos, and in addition to that, and there's Gord. What is going on, Gord? How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Apparently there's some people getting kind of crazy in the comments, so it's nice to have you in here. Yeah, people are, people were actually complaining just a minute ago. But what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought, but nice to have you in here, Gord. Thanks for showing up, dude. Wonder why I can't get my comment feed on my iPad mini. No idea. Okay, so the next thing we're going to get into, guys, is and if you are just coming into the live stream, just so you know, if you're just coming into the live stream, basically what we're talking about today is I'm going over different aspects of the community guidelines that I notice on people who are subscribed to me. I notice that some people are doing these things on their channel. And because of that, I want to basically bring these things to your attention, because I know a lot of people will go ahead and be safe and say most people don't read the community guidelines. They don't read the terms of service, and they just kind of go for it. So because of that, I wanted to put this, broadcast together, share with you guys some things that you might be or you might plan to do that could possibly result in an account termination or demonetization of your videos, which nobody wants, especially with the current, YouTube crisis that's going on right now. You know what I mean? That's definitely something that we want to try to avoid at all costs, if we can. And you can avoid a lot of this stuff. Some people are kind of stuck dealing with these issues all the time, like, news channels and things like that are more, hot topic type channels. But, if you are creating content outside of those particular realms of content, then there are things that you can do to avoid these humongous issues that happen. Because it all comes down to, in a nutshell, it all comes down basically to playing by their rules, which in a nutshell are don't try to violate the platform, don't try to game the platform, and be cool to other people. That's really what everything we're going to be going over today, that's what it all comes down to in a nutshell, is be cool, don't try to violate the platform, and don't try to game anything. So, okay, so the next one here, this is for video comment and spam. They specifically say, and if there's any marketers watching this right now, keep this in mind too, right? Because this is extremely important, because there's a lot of people that make YouTube videos for marketing purposes, or for specifically for sending traffic to affiliate offers and things like that, which is cool, but just keep this in mind when you're doing it. They say it's not okay to post large amounts of untargeted, unwanted, or repetitive content in videos, comments, private messages, or other places on the site. Okay, here's the marketer part right here. If the main purpose of your content is to drive people off of YouTube and onto another site. It will likely violate our spam policies. That's huge. And, you know, like, I'm not making this stuff up. I didn't just like draw that graphic out. I didn't type out any of that. That's actually a screenshot. All of these are screenshots directly from their community guidelines part of their website. So if you are a marketer and the entire purpose, you know, if you're like, okay, you know, hey, the new super system that'll change your life in 2 hours is coming out in next week, and you are using YouTube to basically have that step up inside of Google because you are, you know, hoping to catch some of that Google traffic, then you are technically, according to this, you're violating YouTube's community guidelines or their terms of service, because your purpose for making those videos and all the videos on your channel, if that's what your channel is doing, is to basically get the people from search so that you can profit by sending them off of YouTube to buy whatever product or whatever. So just keep that in mind if you're a marketer. You know, I've got a lot of marketer friends, and, you know, some of them do this. So, you know, that's why I really wanted to drive this one home. But the best part of this one is for you guys that have a lot of people that are leaving spam comments on your channel, right? They're leaving those comments in your comment section. You know, hey, check out my channel, sub for sub, blah, blah, blah. And they have this, you know, specific paragraph of text or this line of text that they are just copying and pasting in all of these videos all over YouTube. The part right here where it says, this is my favorite part about it, right? This part right here where it says, it is not okay. It is not okay. We do not approve, right? That's what they're saying. It is not okay to post large amounts of untargeted, unwanted comment spam right here, right? This is comment spam all day long. Unwanted or repetitive content in videos, comments, private messages, or other places on the site. So this is basically saying that if you are someone that goes around and you are dropping all of these sub for sub comments, you're doing it in live streams, you know, like you guys that were in here earlier, you might still be in here. If you're doing this in live streams, if you are doing this in comment sections of everyone's videos or other people's videos, you know, any place that you're doing this, you are risking getting your account terminated, because here's what happens. I made a video about this. Here's what happens. Basically, every time you do that, eventually people are going to start flagging your comments. And then once they start flagging your comments, then they're going to start going into the spam box. When they start going into the spam box, then we're going to go in there. The creators on the channels, they're going to go in there and they're going to say, hey, this is spam. This is spam. They're going to start marking all of this stuff as spam. They're not going to approve it. This is spam. This is spam. This is spam. And then over time, your account can and most likely will get banned for doing that. So keep that in mind. Comment spammers. Okay, next we're going to go into is everyone's favorite, copyright. You know, a lot of us know the basics of this stuff. I mean, in a nutshell, with copyright stuff, you know, if you don't own it, it's a million times safer for your channel, for your, you know, for all the work that you've put in. It's a million times safer to just not use other people's stuff. Don't try to say, you know, oh, well, if I use a minute, then I'm okay. Or if I use just 4 seconds of someone else's music, then it's okay, because it's not, right? And trying to play lawyer against YouTube, you're going to lose. Their lawyers are smarter than we are when it comes to this stuff. So, you know, trying to find ways around copyright law, it's not going to happen. Basically, they say, don't upload videos you didn't make. Don't use content in your videos that someone else owns the copyright to. That's any content. That's photos, that's videos, that's music tracks, that's graphics, that any content that you don't own the copyright to, such as music tracks, snippets of copyrighted programs, or videos made by other users without necessary authorizations. So, in a nutshell, you know, we all get bombarded with the copyright stuff, so, you know, we're familiar with that. But this is just a reminder and a note, because it's a common misconception that as a YouTuber, it's a myth that as a YouTuber, hey, as long as I use, like 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever of a song, then it's okay. It's not. If you use a half of a second of a song, then technically you're violating copyright because that's somebody else holds the copyright to that song and you're violating it. So yeah, the I don't give a show. Yeah, if it ain't yours, don't use it, period. Right. Now, if you are making news style content, you're making documentary style stuff, there is something called fair use. And this is another one. Unless you have lawyers behind you, if you want to, and again, even if you do, if we go back to the very first thing that I was talking about here, even if you do have lawyers behind you, keep in mind, right? YouTube reserves the right to decide whether content violates these terms of service for reasons other than copyright infringement, such as but not limited to, right? So it's not up to you. It's up to them. They can terminate your account at any time for any reason whatsoever. So it's best that you try to play by the rules. But here's the thing. So they basically explain what fair use is. They say fair use is a legal doctrine that says you can reuse copyright protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. So what this usually means in most situations, if you are, like into journalism, if you're doing, news reports and things like that, if you are, doing that type of stuff, then you can usually slide by with fair use, reaction videos and things like that. People are getting away with it in that particular situation too, because they're remixing the content in a way. So, there's a lot of fine lines. Like one thing that I really try to express to people, because I have people ask me about this all the time, is it's safer, a million times safer, considering the work that you put into your channel. Because that's what I base everything around, right? Considering the work that you put into your channel, it's a million times safer to just avoid using that stuff, right? Make another kind of video. Do something else. Don't do reaction videos if you're going to have to show other people's videos. Right now, it's okay, right? But, 5 years down the road, like you see what's happening with a lot of channels right now with the changes that they're making now, right? Because of the type of content they made in the past, channels that were making, tons of money every single month now are making no money or just a little bit of money because at the time that they made the stuff or whatever, what they were doing was okay. Right. So the whole reason that I put this whole broadcast together is to stress how important it is to go by all of these rules. And if you want to protect your channel, you want to protect the content that you make, how important it is to play by these rules. It's their site. We use it for whatever reason we use it for. And it's very important that we play by their rules, because the fate of our channels and all of that work that we put into our channels, sure, we can move to another platform, sure, we can whatever, but all of this work that we put into our channels, answering comments, doing, live streams, uploading videos, all the keyword research time that we've put in, all the time we've put in crafting descriptions and crafting titles that get clicks and all of that stuff, you don't want to lose it. So if you play by rules now, right, then you don't have to worry about things going downhill in the future for your channel, right? If the platform ends up tanking, in the future, then you got to worry about that. But as far as, as long as everything stays okay with YouTube for a while, then if you make content now that you don't have to worry about, like you're not making reaction videos to where you're using other people's content, because in the event, here's where all of this comes in. In the event, right now it's fine, right now it falls under fair use, right? But in the event that a law changes, in the event that something changes within YouTube, in the event that who knows what else could possibly change, something that we're not thinking of right now, if something changes and you have a reaction channel and all of a sudden people can come after you, or they can, demonetize your content or take all of the money from ads from your content, if they do that, then you're going to be put right back at zero when you could have been building something starting now that you can avoid a problem like that in the future by just playing by the rules and using a little bit of sense with it too, and trying to future-proof yourself and protect what it is that you are putting all of this time into. So back on the fair use thing, they say, and this is another myth that flies around on YouTube. Gord, they actually have, okay, Gord Eisman, here, let's go back to this real quick. Gord Eisman says, I wonder how they can police infringement in live content. Okay, here's the thing. On YouTube, when you upload your videos, you see that they pre-make captions, right, on your YouTube videos. When you are uploading videos, your video doesn't even have to be made public yet, and they can flag you for copyright infringement. I've seen people lose their channels because they uploaded an unlisted video and shared it with for the purpose of sharing it with a friend, but it had copywritten content in it. And even though it wasn't, in the public domain, so to speak, they still caught a strike because of it. And the reason for that is when you upload this stuff, YouTube is I don't want to say reading it really, but they are. They're basically transcribing all of this stuff, and they're running all of the sounds through their content ID and all of that stuff, even on live streams. And even though there might be a bit of a delay from when it happens, then they can kill the monetization or completely kill the stream altogether if you are violating this stuff. Like right now, if I started doing horrible things here on this live stream, they could come in and they could kill the live stream. And by doing that, then, I depending on how horrible of things that I was doing, I could also run the risk of, actually losing my account as well. But one of the myths, like I was saying here before Gord asked that, is that they make it clear here, because a lot of people think, well, if I just put this disclaimer, then that gives me the go ahead to use it. When they basically say, oh, well, this isn't intended for this, or this is under fair use. They put it in their video, they put it in their description or whatever. YouTube specifically states right here that adding in specific phrases or disclaimers to your video description, as an example, they have in parentheses there that this is fair use, does not automatically protect any work. And they say learn about the common fair use myths. And then they also mention that different countries have different rules, right? And that's another thing to consider. This stuff, it goes out to the entire globe. So if you're violating something here, or you're playing by the rules here, then it might violate something over here as well. So with the whole fair use thing, you're really riding on the line with fair use. Now, another thing, and this one I haven't seen anybody doing, but I know that people do. Nobody that I've watched that has subscribed to me isn't something that, this isn't something that I've seen them do, but I've seen this on, other non-related, channels. And Andrew Boom, hey, Nick, thank you for all the interesting and useful content you make. Are you going to review channels today? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that here in a little bit after this part is over. I just want to get through the body portion of this video first, because it's basically sharing information on how to keep your channel from getting banned and to keep your channel from getting demonetized. Yeah, here, another thing that you can get your channel banned for is if you post content that encourages other users to violate their terms of service. The content may be removed, your account may be penalized, and in some cases, your account may be terminated. So basically, if you are, telling users to do stuff that violates their terms of service, like if you're saying, hey, spam this particular channel for this particular reason because they said this particular thing about me or whatever, that can also lead to violating or the banning of your account because you are encouraging them to violate the terms of service. This is another one here. I haven't seen my particular subscribers do this, but I have. This is another one that I have seen. So I want to make sure to clear this up too. They say that abusive videos, comments, or messages is something that can be included in harassment. So if you have a hater, you have a troll, whatever, then refer to the top part. In some cases, users may be mildly annoying or petty and should simply be ignored. But if somebody is coming into your channel and they are saying, you know, horrible things about you, or if they are, you know, trying to, you know, threaten you in some way or something like that, then they are doing a major violation. And in that situation, you should report them, and you report them to the red URL that I put down here in the bottom, youtube.com/reportabuse, so that you can get their channel banned as quickly as humanly possible, because, you know, none of us want people like that on YouTube hanging around us people that are much cooler and much above that kind of stuff. Hey Nick, sorry I'm late. What's up? Don's Art, no sweat. Here I'm gonna go back here just for some shout out stuff real quick, just to hop in the comments and see what's happening with you guys. Yeah, so with this setup here, basically I've got the computer here in front of me. I've got my mic stand coming in here. Not like you couldn't see that. I've got my tablet here to where I can read comments sitting down instead of standing up. I did last week. I started to talk about this earlier, but just went away in my brain. I got I did an hour and a half on TubeBuddy live stream, and then shortly after that, I went on a podcast for another hour and a half with Brian G. Johnson and Owen Video, which was a good time. If you have not listened to that yet, or you're not familiar with it yet, go to facebook.com/Owen Video, or Owen Video X, sorry, and you will be able to access the podcast that we do. But yeah, because of that, I decided, hey, you know, when I'm doing these live streams, because sometimes, you know, they'll just take the life out of me, or the wind out of me, because, you know, I'm whooped sometimes if I'm standing, in addition to, you know, the energy that goes into this. Like if I stand for a, you know, hour, 2 hour, 3 hour live stream, then that time can start to add up and can really take a toll. So I said, you know what, today, after last Thursday or Wednesday, whatever it was, I'm just going to sit down and I'm just going to roll this one kind of, you know, chilled out a little bit. Plus, this makes it easier for me to control my interface here as well. The Universe Guru, loved your live with Owen. Oh, you got to check that out. Very cool. Glad you got to check that out. Yeah, so I'm doing that live with Owen every week for now. So yeah, that'll be on there. You'll be able to check that out every single week. So, and everything's still kind of getting put together as far as like the structure of the show and all of that stuff. And it's just kind of free form right now, which is fun. So until it all gets, you know, dialed in, now's probably going to be the funnest part, really. Let's see here. So Minka said something, report and send to local police department. Yeah, if you're getting harassed, that is definitely, yeah, Chiba Gaming. Yeah, if you're getting harassed, definitely. I thought I saw, have you had a strike on YouTube editor CC videos? Says Owen Siteville. Herman, nice to see you, my man. No, I have not. I have, knock on wood, I have not, to this day, I've not received a copyright strike on anything. So lucky me, right? So no, I have not had a copyright strike in the YouTube editor videos. Oh, you're saying in YouTube editor Creative Commons videos. No, I don't use those. So personally, no, I haven't. And the same thing with the music. I haven't with those either. Every now and then on another project that I'm messing with, every now and then I'll use the YouTube library music, but you know, I follow the rules as far as making sure to put the right attribution in there and all of that good stuff. Let's see here. Can you add your title to the description? Yes, you can. Just make it part of, here's what you want to keep in mind as far as, you know, trying to avoid the whole spam thing. With your, you know, with your tags, your titles, and your description is if you use your title and you put it in your description, you can just do that, because in most cases, as long as you're going for a keyword phrase, it's going to be like a short sentence anyway. But another good practice is to actually make it part of a sentence, right? So it can be one sentence, but, you know, just make your keyword phrase as a part of that sentence, so it comes across as like natural language. And guys, if you are just coming into the stream, my name is Nick. Today we're talking about things. I'm basically going over community guideline stuff to help you avoid getting your channel banned and to help you keep from getting your videos demonetized, which is something that a lot of people are dealing with right now. Basically, the whole thing that we're talking about is, ways that you can future-proof your stuff, even though, laws might be a certain way now. There's certain things that you can avoid doing, which is something that we just finished talking about as far as copyright is concerned. If you just overall try not to use other people's stuff unless you pay for it and get an actual license for it, or if it's Creative Commons, you get a license for it that way. If you just don't use other people's stuff at all, then even if laws change in the future, then all of the content that you're making now, it will still be protected because you're not using other people's stuff because it's all original stuff or it's Creative Commons stuff. But yeah, if you are just coming in the stream, I'm Nick. I help YouTubers grow their channels and make videos and all types of other YouTube-related stuff. So if that's something that you're interested in, which I'm guessing it is, or you probably wouldn't be in the stream in the first place, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. Hey, later, Mina. Nice having you in here. Okay, let's see here. Do you sell those T-shirts? Infinite Science? These? Yeah, man, if you hit my channel page, actually there should be a link in the description of this video right now that says get your Start Right Now shirt. If you go down there and you click on that and you go in, then you should be able to get one of these. And also, if you do get one of these, and if you make a video, just a short video just saying wearing the shirt, and all you say is start right now or we're starting right now, then I'll probably throw you in a video too. But you just have to send the video to me. Let's see here. When are you doing a video next? Monday will be the next video. That is for JC Vlogs. After how many views we start earning money, please tell me. 10,000 views is the answer to that question as of recently. Be careful. Don't feed the narcissist because the more you engage, the more they like it. That is true. Oh, no. Nathan Dashno in the house. What is going on? How was that, buddy? Let's see here. Yes, you can. And that's a very important thing. The I Don't Give a Show mentioned that you can get a warning when you post something that even has a snippet of a copyrighted song playing in the background at a store where you were filming. So let's say that you're a vlogger and you're walking down the street, you're filming your stuff, hey, and today, we're going and we're checking out the library down the street here, and it's just going to be awesome. And as you're saying all this stuff, you're walking past a, whatever it is, a music store or a coffee shop, Starbucks, they have music outside sometimes, and they're playing a particular song. That can get you a strike as well. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Can you review my channel again when you review channels? I made a lot of changes since that last review. Joshua Crawford? Yes, I can. You will be number one, as a matter of fact. Let's see here. When I edit and upload a video, my gigabyte goes down from 250 to 0. How do I avoid this? Are you saying on YouTube? I don't fully understand that question. Are you saying on YouTube that you lose your file size? Because they compress it on their end, but it shouldn't take it down to 0. What are you doing? Are you uploading it and then trying to download it again from them and it's coming back at a smaller file size? Good morning, Animal Facts. How are you? Papa Fun Australia, what is going on? Let's see here. How do these large channels get to add movie trailers without being in trouble? One, they're large channels, so I'm sure they have people that are contacting or have relationships with the companies that the movie companies that they are showing the videos for. I'm guessing it's something along those lines. They could also try to go along fair use if they're doing like reviews and things like that. Because it is just a trailer. But what I was talking about earlier is future proofing, right? Like if you want to do a channel like that, just know that you might be putting yourself at risk. One, currently, if you're not doing it properly. Two, you might be putting yourself at risk in the future, kind of like all the people that just made all the content that happened with the whole advertiser thing, that the big crisis that's going on right now. So if you make content now that doesn't, where you don't have to worry about any copyright stuff now, where you don't even have to think about it or think, hey, I have to, if I get a copyright claim, no big deal, I'll just dispute it, and then that's cool. If you don't have to even think about that, then there's a really good chance that in the future, if there's a change in copyright law or something like that, that anything that you're created now, or anything that you've created now, that you won't have any trouble with. So the last thing here that I have on the list is, of course, they have something specific here. And then after this slide here, guys, we are going to get into Q&A, and I'll look at channels and stuff. Vulgar language. Some language is not appropriate for younger audiences. And of course, nowadays, we know that is also the case for advertisers, as well as specific types of content that you make. Like nowadays, because of the whole advertiser thing that's going on, the advertisers pulling out of YouTube. Because of that, now we know that, vulgar language, of course, is can potentially hurt the future of your channel. We know that particular topics, if they're high risk topics, can hurt your channel in the future. Of course, there's some other topics that are kind of just real blurry, so we don't really even know what's going on there. But just what I want you to focus on for the purpose of this entire broadcast, what is most important to focus on is, if you don't want your channel to get banned, you have to follow, banned or demonetized. We're on YouTube's platform. We're using their platforms. We are users of their platforms, regardless of how we look at it in terms of, well, we put content on their platform and they get ads money for it, and then we get a cut of that, or they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us making content and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what we think about it at the end of the day. What matters is that we are at their mercy, and it's extremely important that we play by the rules with what's going on now. And that it's extremely important that we think now, because of all of the changes that have been made recently. They're going to get a lot, most of that stuff ironed out. So that, right now it's a huge problem, but, a solution will surface, right? Because if not, then it'll end up being curtains for the platform. So a solution will surface. But what's important, though, is just remembering, when you're making your content now, just make sure that you are making content that is future-proof. That you're not violating copyright, that you are trying to keep a hold of the language that you're using. I mean, there's nothing wrong with expression. Say whatever you want, but just keep in mind that in the future, using language, extreme language might cause problems in the future, because what's going to happen, we have this advertiser thing, so YouTube is going to start cleaning things up in that aspect, and we don't know, 5 years down the road, they might clean, they might do a full language clear out to where they're like, hey, anybody that says, the F word, or whatever, we're just going to go ahead and just get rid of them. I mean, that's an extreme thought, and there's, most likely it's not going to happen, but, I'm just saying that these are things that could take place. And if you want to avoid losing your channel in the future, getting videos demonetized or whatever, you got to play by the rules. You got to future-proof yourself by making content that is, it doesn't have to be made for families, but just make it in a way that if there's, like a kid listening in the background or something like that, that a parent could watch it and not freak out because their kid just heard something that you said. You know what I mean? And be controversial, talk about whatever topics that you want to, but again, because the thing that's going on now with the monetization, just, keep in mind that you're running a risk. And there's a million different types of content that you can make here on YouTube. And I'm not saying, don't do what you want to do. I'm not saying don't address serious issues, because you should, if that's the type of content that you make and people are depending on you to get that information to them, then you shouldn't stop, right? I'm just saying that by not stopping, that inside of the YouTube platform, it might come back, to get you in the future, unfortunately. So, but now we will go into the comment section here and see what's going on with everybody. Real quick, guys. I'm not sure because when I opened this, I had 2 likes and 2 dislikes. I'm not sure how we're rolling right now. And again, guys, just to go ahead and say this, probably because the dislikes made me think about it, to be honest. Again, I'm not saying don't express yourself. I'm not saying don't talk about, sensitive topics. Don't talk, if you're an activist or something. I met a guy yesterday. We had coffee. He's a YouTuber. He's in town here. And the content that he makes is extremely controversial stuff. And, he's an activist, of sorts, to where, he's trying to open people's minds to a different way of thinking, kind of out of the box type stuff. And, he's doing a service of sorts by doing that. And, because of that, right now, 89 likes. Cool. Yeah, guys, keep giving this puppy likes, and share this too. Share this on Facebook. Share this on Twitter. Get more YouTubers in here. Because, we're getting ready to go into the Q&A, and we're also going to be doing channels too. So get some people up in here. So, guys, if you are just coming into this live stream, basically we're just talking about things to avoid. I went over some copyright guideline stuff, things to avoid to help you avoid getting your channel banned, or things that, could get your videos demonetized and things like that. Basically, all of the information is pulled directly from the YouTube community guidelines. And again, if you are just coming in here, my name is Nick. I help YouTubers grow their channels and make videos and all types of other YouTube-related stuff. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything, and so you don't miss any live streams either. So, I saw somebody earlier, they mentioned, what mic am I using? This is a Audio Technica AT875R. I have this routing through my Zoom H4n audio recorder that I'm using as an audio interface to plug into my computer. And my camera, right there, I'm going to tickle your faces. My camera is a Logitech C922 webcam. And I think I have the settings right now at 60 frames per second. On my preview window here, I'll be honest, I'm impressed by how it looks. Like I set everything up. I spent a handful of time or a nice block of time in here today trying to get this worked out to see if I could get it looking solid, better than my normal live streams. And yeah, I think it looks okay. What do you guys think? You guys think it looks okay? I did. I just poked your eye, man over 30. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. Already subbed, one PC user. Nice. Welcome aboard, my man. Fist bump. Boom. Good morning, Wade Dizia. Video quality is much better this time. Gord, thanks for the feedback, my man. I appreciate it. Is this your new look for live streams? Yeah, it's real close, man. I've been working on different things. Like last week, I did a live stream on the TubeBuddy channel. And if you guys have not seen that yet, really good information over there about how to increase viewer engagement on your channel. And I talk about, the different types of user engagement and basically how to get more engagement out of each one. And one of those specifically is the main one that we're all judged by, which is watch time. So if you have not checked that out, make sure that you head over to youtube.com/TubeBuddy and check those out, because it's a really good stream. Paul Democrat 2 in the house. What is going on? Hey guys, if you are not familiar with Paul, who just came in here, he's a mod. You can see him there with the wrench next to his name. He just popped in. This is his book. See this right here? Success IAO. Awesome book. I just picked this up the other day. I actually didn't pick it up. He sent it because I was like, hey dude, you have to send me this book. And it's even written, it's even like signed and all that stuff, which is awesome. Right. But yeah, so you can actually go to his channel, and he has links to this all over his channel. You can get it right in the channel header. But so far, I read I read 3/4 of the digital version, but I'm finishing it up here on the paperback version. So this is it. Make sure that you head over to his channel and check that out if you are interested. Basically, the whole idea is he kind of helps explain how to improve, adapt, and overcome anything with action plans to make money in any situation, even with zero capital. And this is coming from a guy that basically he fought cancer. He got cancer. He fought it. He ended up in really, because of his cancer, he ended up in financial, hard times or whatever. And he was able to rebound from it. And this is actually the story and the how-to of how he did it. LMAO plug for sure. He's a buddy. So of course, I'm definitely plugging that book. And you'll see that a lot in live streams and videos and all of that stuff. Okay. So let's see here. Sup, Happy? What is going on? What are you doing, Paul? All right. Android for beginners. Just make more videos and you will get 10,000 views real quick. Yeah, that's the truth. Let's see here. You can now keep your video from getting demonetized if you own the copyright for a song that is in question. How can you keep your video from getting demonetized if you own the copyright for the song that is in question? If you own the copyright, you don't have to worry about it because it's your copyright, it's your video. I mean, it's your music. So if it comes up in their content ID system, if you have your music in their content ID system, then you should be able to actually whitelist your channel. The moderator is asking people to subscribe. No, he wasn't asking people to subscribe. He is. Oh yeah, he did ask people to subscribe. Yeah, he did. All right. So yeah, I was gonna say that he didn't, but yeah, he did actually. Okay, mod bonus, right? Yeah, and Gord Eisman too. I got to give a shout out to Gord. He's also modding the chat. Gord Eisman, he also makes how-to video stuff. His stuff is like screen recording and green screen, and that's like his area of expertise. So if you guys are into that type of stuff, then go over there and check out Gord too. Hey, Ann, nice to see you. How are you? I'm on Chromecast, and sound does not distort normally. Nice. Yeah, I've got a whole different setup going here. Like normally, that happens on my mobile because I've got this this converter thing that I run the mic through, and it comes out all crazy sometimes because I'll bump the knob or whatever, and it'll crank it all up, and then I don't think about it, so I have to go in and I have to turn everything down. But I've got it all leveled out and everything on this one, so that's why it's not blowing out. All right, so. Now let's get into some Q&A. You pay your mods in plugs. That's right. One thing you learn, nothing in life is free, right? So I pay my mods in plugs for sure. Seriously, when the comments are going, like right now there's 106 people in here, and the comments actually aren't going that fast. They're not going as fast as they normally are. Once I start reviewing channels, they will be, but right now they're not going that fast. And what's going on, X10 Live? Thank you. Welcome aboard. Fist bump. Bam. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but they basically, like I'm talking about, whatever it is that I'm talking about in the broadcast, I'm trying to make sure that, my camera and everything's working. I'm messing with slides and things like that when I'm doing all of that. And when all of that is going on, I can't be looking at the chat and trying to like pause what I'm doing and pause my train of thought in order to ban them and stuff like that. So I massively appreciate the moderators that help me out here. So yeah, I'll definitely, giving them plugs and shout outs and things like that is my pleasure, because it definitely takes off the pressure. You know what I mean? Let's see here. You showed up as a related channel on mine, then it disappeared 3 days later. Any info? I showed up as a related channel or as a recommended video? You know what? As a related channel on your channel page, that might just be something that is, if you didn't put it in manually, then that is just something with the algorithm saying that somehow, for whatever reason, maybe via a comment exchange or something like that, that it associated our accounts together for whatever reason. So, you know, might have just been that. Okay, while you review channels, that is cool. I hope one day you will review mine as well. Says Man After 30. Can I become a mod? Mods are, for the record, mods are people that that I know through YouTube or through Facebook or whatever, that I've developed friendships with over time. So you know, if we cross that path, then yeah. Let's see here. How many videos in your channel did you start to see an uplift in your subscriber count? And what do you think is the average video count to start seeing a difference in that area? It doesn't necessarily come down to your video count or your view count. And as far as I'm assuming that you're talking about the actual momentum of your channel. That doesn't come down to, you know, how many videos you have or how many views you have. That comes down to where everything is placed, how much overall traffic you have coming in, how much people are engaging with your content, how long you're keeping people watching on your channel, how much further people are clicking into your channel. So let's say that somebody starts, let's see, where am I at on the screen? Let's say that somebody starts here, right? They see in the sidebar, they see the videos on your channel, right? Wade Disney, sadly, I need to get going. Just wanted to say thank you for all your hard work. Thanks for making YouTube life easier. Hey, thanks, Wade Disney. I appreciate it, man. Fist bump. Boom. But yeah, with the momentum thing, right? Like basically you start, let's say that your video, somebody has never seen your content before. Say your video comes up in the sidebar and somebody clicks on your video and they come and they watch your video. If they bail after, 10 seconds of your video, then there's a really good chance that that's going to hurt the amount of times that you're going to get recommended, because YouTube is trying to keep people on their platform. They're trying to keep people interested. They're trying to keep people watching longer. And they state this in several different places. I have a video that I just put up before this video. I put it up last Wednesday talking about how to increase your watch time. And I show screenshots of all the stuff that I'm talking about right now. It's not theory. It's nothing I'm making up. This is like straight from YouTube. But if they come to your video and they watch it for a longer period of time, and let's say they click on your channel name or they click on one of your related thumbnails in the sidebar because they recognize that it's yours, and because they like your stuff or whatever, and they go deeper into your channel by whatever avenue they happen to go, or they engage with your content or whatever, then the more that happens, then over time, the more all of that stuff is going to start to swell your engagement, how you are being placed, as long as you're doing all your search stuff right, where you're being placed in the platform and all of that stuff starts to swell. Really what it all comes down to is that if you just keep people on your videos, keep people watching your content, and you take them deeper, into your channel, and they interact with your stuff as well. I have to leave now. Hazel-eyed girl, thank you so much for stopping by. Do you like cartoons, Nick? Yeah, I do, actually. I like the Smurfs. The Smurfs just came out. I'm getting ready to go see that probably here within the next couple days, probably tomorrow, actually. What else? Bugs Bunny, Wile E. Coyote, the whole, that whole thing. Loved that. When I was a kid, I used to watch Mask, which is dating me. Here, G.I. Joe, all of that stuff. Thundercats. He-Man, that was great stuff. Okay. Let's see here. That's happening with me now. Yeah, but the way the comment system is set up, people do bail after maybe 0 seconds because they're there just to comment. And now they even removed the sidebar thingy in a browser. Hold on. So you're saying that if you go to YouTube you don't see a sidebar or any other place, and we'll just say any other place. You don't see any other place for a, you don't see any other place for recommended videos anywhere on the screen. Because my reference here is that they specifically state in their documentation, they specifically state, and I have it in that watch time video, that that if you take users a click further into your video, that it increases your chances of being suggested on other channels, or them suggesting that content, be it on a browse feature, be it, in a suggested video, or, whatever, or when they send out a mailer or whatever. But they state that they do that. Greetings from Poland. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Nick, for amazing content. Cool to be a part of your community. Thanks, man. After 30. Thanks for stopping by. Fist bump. Thanks for the super chat as well. I appreciate it, my man. Okay, let's see here. Expertin Live, do you have girlfriends? Girlfriends multiple? No. Girlfriend one, yes, I do. And she is fantastic. Okay, let's see here. Okay, network videos are getting 4:30 attention. Is that a good signal or bad? Average video 7 to 8 minutes. Please, if you can answer my question. Okay, Papa Fun Australia. If most of your videos are getting that, and you're getting some engagement on your videos, and you are optimizing your search, then over time you'll be okay. But I would work on improving that. You want to try to get your audience retention. You want to try to get that to like 60, 70 if you can. The higher you get that, the more, the better everything's going to be, essentially. So you want to try to basically just look in your analytics and see where people are dropping off, and say, okay, well, if they're dropping off here, on average, then maybe if I'm losing them halfway through most of my videos, then I need to figure out a way to keep them interested, be it changing the position of the camera, be it completely changing the topic, putting a graphic on the screen and segueing into something else, and then coming back to the original thing, whatever, to keep their attention. Definitely work on that. Let's see here. Channel shoot up, please. Pow, 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 pow. Channel shot up. Pow, pow, pow. Clarify, please. Thanks, unboxing. I know you didn't mean shoot up. All right, let's see here. All right, so I guess I'm gonna get into the let's see here. Think unboxing. Let me go into my admin here. Hey, Explore list is live right now too. Awesome. Okay. Let me go into my community settings. Let me go into my super chat, because I have two here. Give me feedback. Okay. Yep. I have, let's see here. Joshua Crawford is numero uno here. And I am going to just go ahead and I'm going to pull Joshua right up onto the screen so you guys can see Joshua's channel as I do this. Oh, yeah, dude, I remember your channel. Okay, so let me get this set up here. That would be that. We will go ahead and put this back up here since we are in this part of the party. And we're going to Joshua Crawford. Okay, Joshua. So here is Joshua's channel. And I gave him some advice last time. To be honest with you, my man, I cannot remember the advice that I gave you, but you are now doing your thumbnails that make your content recognizable to yourself. That is good. The only thing that I would recommend, again, with your thumbnails, and you're probably going to throw something at me or throw your hands up in the air and be like, oh, man, when I say this. But I would try to do something also. Oh, no, you did. Okay. Hold on. Now live, so come. Play like Fred. Play like Anika. Play like Devin. Okay, I got it. Play drums in church. Play drums in search. Hold on. Yeah, I would try to draw the item that you change in all of these. I would try to draw a little bit more attention to that. Really, what I would do in your situation is, like, I like how you have the text on here, and I like how you have the cartoon, but maybe have something in the background instead of the red right here. Maybe have something else in the background that that shows that it's a different type of content. I mean, this works, right? It shows that it's your stuff. But what might happen here, from an outside perspective, what might happen here? Oh, hey, Owen subscribed to you. Very cool. What might happen here is you might cause confusion by people trying to figure out if they actually watched that video already or not. Because, you do have, some of the stuff is different, but, okay, you know what? You have it at the bottom here too. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so with this, okay, as you can hear my thought process, right? As I'm talking this out, right? You can hear my thought process, and you can hear that I'm trying to figure out what's going on with your thumbnails, right? So, because of that, the part that you make change, be it your where you have, like, here, right? You have like Devin Taylor, Anika Miles, Fred Boswell, right? Maybe put like a yellow down here at the bottom instead of a red, so that the last name pops out a little bit more. If you look here, it's actually getting covered up by the progress bar. So I would maybe change the color of this so it draws more attention to the actual change itself, so that when they see your thumbnail, they say, okay, this is him, and then their eye's going to be pulled to that part that is a little bit different. So maybe try like a yellow text or another color, that works with this, and maybe like black text on it, or, something like that to help identify that it's your stuff, which you've already done. You did a fantastic job there. But you need to highlight the part that's different on here as well. So it's like, okay, I like this guy's stuff. This is clearly his, but I'm not sure if I've watched this video or not before, but this little part right down here tells me that I have not watched this particular video. Okay, so we've got your description here. Hey, 114 people in here, 110 people in here. We're going quick. Just so you know what's going on, basically earlier we were talking about how to avoid your account getting suspended or demonetized, and now we are going into the Q&A, and we are going into let's see your subscriptions, and we're going into looking at some channels. I see, oh no, that's me. Never mind. That's funny. I was like, oh, I see you're subscribed to a bunch of people that I'm subscribed to, but never mind. That's how I was looking at my own subscriptions. Okay. So as far as your thumbnails are concerned, definitely think you're on the right track. Josh's drum class, that's symbolic that you are doing drum related stuff. I think that is good. Your channel page has some playlists on it. Because you have a lot more videos than this, I would actually get a little bit more of these onto your channel page by adding them to different playlists as well. Just so when people come to your channel, they, it gives them more options of stuff to watch. And another thing too, man, with this click, or with this stuff down here on the bottom, right, where I was saying to highlight whatever it is that changes, like maybe it would be better to, instead of how to play drums in church being the highlight of what's going on, maybe make that part smaller and make the actual text of the person's name, or whatever, make that part big and obvious, so that it's a lot more clear that changed part is definitely something different. But once you get that worked out, I would add more playlists, just so when somebody's scrolling down your channel page, they see that you have a lot more content on offer. So let me go ahead and take this off, and then we will go back into it right here in a second. And I'm going to get another one popping up right here in the background. Okay, thanks, Better Every Day. Appreciate it. Hey guys, just so you know too, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. You know what? I think I might have actually put it in the ticker here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did. Basically, you know, also any of these super chats where I'm looking at your channels, guys. Once the video is uploaded within the next 24 hours, I will hop in there in the description and add your channel link in there too, just so you know. So people, you know, if they see it in the playback, that if they are interested in checking out your channels, then they can go into the description and check those out. So if you're watching this on the replay, as a matter of fact, and you want to check out the channels that I am reviewing, as a matter of fact, then you can just go down into the description of this video and you can check out the different channels that were reviewed during this live broadcast. If you are just coming in here, or you have never seen my big hairy face before, my name is Nick Nimmin. I make videos teaching YouTubers how to grow their channels and make videos and all types of other YouTube related stuff. So if that's something that interests you, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything if you're like serious about, you know, trying to grow what it is that you're doing here on YouTube. So next one we are going to go into is Think Unboxing. Subscribe to him. Okay, man, didn't I look at yours before? I think I did. If I remember correctly. I think I looked at your channel before. Okay, let's see. Display capture. I like this mic being close like this. And since it doesn't sound crazy, I need a little windscreen on. I got a windscreen somewhere around here. But yeah, I need a little windscreen on it, and then I can talk to it like this, and I can whisper. Okay, now we will get right into this. Okay, so here we are on Think Unboxing channel. And Think Unboxing says, haha, which means that, yes, I have looked at this before. And I think that you are maybe doing this just to get me to put your channel up on the screen for a little bit, which is totally cool. No problem with that. Think Unboxing. Cool logo. I think I even mentioned your logo last time. Either that or I'm having like a massive deja vu right now. One of the two. Yeah, I've got a pop filter laying around here somewhere. You know, my brother actually might have, he might actually have my pop filter right now. But I've got one. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure where it's at. I actually have two. I have a real small one, and I have a big one too. Okay, so let's see here. Car, please view review my channel, Nick. I really appreciate it. Please, Papa Fun Australia. I will get there right here in a minute. My buddy, my friend. Okay, 100 Spinners YouTube, popular uploads. Yeah, with yours, man. I think I mentioned this before too. Yeah, you know what I did when I looked at yours before. I mentioned, you know, maybe putting this light bulb thing on your thumbnail graphics somewhere, so that people can identify that it's your stuff. Like with what you're doing with like your fonts and stuff, like, you know, it's symbolic to your stuff, but something that is an immediate identification that it's yours. Like just as an example, like if I go here to Gord's channel. Like the thing that I did for him as an example, like for his thumbnail, is this thing right here, right? So you see in the corner, right, that it gives you that identification that, you know, even if he changes the background color or changes what his text looks like or whatever, on the ones that he's actually put it on, Gord, you're missing some here, my friend. On the ones that he's actually put it on, it shows that it's his stuff without having to think about it. For yours, I would recommend doing something similar, you know, maybe bottom left, top left, or something like that. So display capture, bam, bam. Better every day. What is going on? 5-minute discussions. It's really easy to do in Canva. If you don't use that already, I'm guessing somebody was asking about graphics of some kind. They were asking about channel graphics. They were asking about thumbnail graphics. They were asking about graphics, YouTube, graphics. If you guys want to make thumbnails on your phone or channel headers or any of that stuff, you can do that inside. I have a video on my channel about how to make thumbnails on your phone. You can use that same app in your phone, Pixel, I think it's called, or Pexel. Let's see here. What is it called? Go into my Tools app. Pixel Lab. And with that, you can do the stuff. They have preset sizes, so you can go in there and say, "Hey, I want a channel header," and then they'll give you the actual size for it, and then you can build around that and upload it as you need to. So, okay. The next one we're going to go check out. Let me go in here and get it loaded. Loaded up. Loaded. All right. We have philosophy behind coding. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I will subscribe to you. Okay, then I will. It has passed the family friendly test. And as soon as that goes up, I'm also going to take a drink of water so you guys don't have to see me taking a drink of water. I'm sure you can hear it, though. Okay. So here, let's see what we got. First impression, philosophy behind coding. Makes total sense. Keep coding, guys. Makes total sense also. The only thing, just from a design standpoint, just to go ahead and say this, I would try to make your Keep Coding Guys and your Every Other Thursday and Every Sunday stand out just a little bit more, because the Keep Coding Guys is difficult to read. Like, you know what that says, but from somebody that's never seen your channel before, for me, that's difficult to read. So just keep that in mind. Maybe, use a font that isn't as fancy, or maybe just take that gradient off of there. In this part right here is what I'm talking about. That might be all you need in order to kind of help make that a little bit easier to and to understand, or not to understand, but in order to make it a little bit easier to get. Same with your Every Other Thursday and Every Sunday. Same thing with that one. Just go ahead and just make it, to where it's easier to see what it is, because they kind of blend in a little bit. Let's see here. Channel tags. Yeah, that all makes sense. Got a channel trailer rolling. Okay, let's look at your thumbnails. Okay, with your thumbnails, I see that you have the thing up in the top right-hand corner. Because I was sitting here looking for something that was, identifiable. That's why I noticed that, but that also kind of blends in. You also have, what is that? Is that like a dude at a desk? Yeah, I think it is. That's like somebody at a desk. Another little icon you have on there. Both of those kind of fade in a little bit and are hard to see. So maybe if you put a stroke around them or something like that, so that they stand out just a little bit more, just a white stroke or something like that, since you have them up in the corner, and then maybe that will help those stand out more. But that little branding thing that you have here and here on there, I would definitely do that. I would also synchronize. Personally, like if you were a client of mine, I would tell you to synchronize the text, the actual text that you're using on all of your thumbnails as well. And the general look, you kind of have the general look thing going, but I would definitely synchronize your text, and I would make your text pop a little bit too, like this. It's all kind of muddy, if that makes any sense. So basically, Man After 30 says that coding, for his old eyes, your thumbnails are very chaotic. There's just too much happening, and those images could be bigger. Yeah, and with that, right? So you have that perspective too. But you want to make your text, you want to make it stand out from your background on your thumbnails not blend in to it. So if you don't know, you know, like what colors work well together and things like that, there's a website, coolers.co. If you guys want to put this, you know, in your bookmarks or whatever, basically how this works, for everybody that's in here, this is a valuable tool for helping you get your colors together. If you don't know, you know, what goes on behind color theory and stuff like that, or, you know, just putting color schemes together in general. Basically what this is it gives you different color codes, right, for your stuff. So you can go to the Explore tab, and in the Explore tab, this basically has a bunch of different pre-selected color codes. But let's say in your situation, right, let's say you want to find a color that goes with this blue background here, right? I have this plugin here. It's a color picker, to where basically I would go in and then I could pick the color from the web page, and then I select that. And then that's going to give me the actual hex code up here, and I right click that, and I copy that, and then I would go into generate here just to show you how this works. And another thing that you guys that I want to point out to you is that the colors that you use for your stuff is extremely important. You want your thumbnails and your channel art, you want it all to look fantastic, because when people come to your channel, that's the first impression that you have. That's the first thing that they have with you, right? So when they come to your channel, you want people to be impressed. You know, if it takes you time to, you know, to get your header graphic worked out, if it takes you time to get your thumbnail scheme worked out, that's fine, but work on it. You know what I mean? Like, get it worked out. If it takes you 100 different tries to end up with something that makes it look cool, then that makes it look nice, to where it's impressive. What's going on, Justin? Nice to see you, man. Oh, Red Rocket, what is going on? Nice to see you. But basically, like, yeah, and Adobe Color CC, same exact thing. And you're using a color wheel with that one. This one kind of takes that away a little bit, so that instead of having to work around the color wheel on the Adobe CC one, this one basically just generates it for you. So, like in this case, right? Like, all I do once I have this locked in here with the color code, then I just click off here somewhere to make sure it's locked, and then I hit the space bar, and then it just starts generating all of these different color codes for me, right? All these different color schemes. So like in your case, right, like you could take like this yellow, just as an example, right? You could take this yellow, and you could change this keep coding, guys, or the philosophy behind coding. You could make that yellow, and that would scream off of that blue background. And the same exact concept applies with your thumbnails. And what I meant before, as far as synchronizing your text is concerned, Brett Atwood, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I will. You are now on the list, and I will check you out. I think I have like one, maybe two in queue ahead of yours, but I will definitely check you out right here in a few. But yeah, with your text, you know, try to synchronize that. Use the same fonts, you know, all of that stuff. You want people to recognize the pattern of your content, so they get used to knowing what your stuff looks like, and they can identify it at a glance. It's extremely important. I can't stress it enough. Okay, next on the list, let me go back out of here. All right. Next on the list, Papa Fun Australia. You've been hanging out for a while, so sorry to keep you waiting, buddy. Shares reviewing, fun, love TubeBuddy. It has helped me tremendously. I made a video about it on my channel. I love it so much. Interesting. You can also, there's a link down in the description below that will take you straight to TubeBuddy as well. So if you're interested on finding out more information about TubeBuddy, you can do that down in the description below. Okay, so let's see here. So let me transition into this. Okay, Papa Fun. Okay, here is something that is extremely important. I see what you're doing as far as trying to keep everything clean, and that is very cool. I'm also going to, while I am talking here, I'm going to go to your channel. I'm going to search for you on my phone because I want to see how this displays on my phone. Papa Fun Australia. Paula Fun. That is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Papa. Not Paula. Papa. Papa. Papa Fun. There we go. Okay, you know what? That works because you're icon. But, okay, one thing that I recommend to you, Papa Fun Australia, is your actual, you know, I can still do this because I see what's happening on mobile on your thumb here, but your thumb doesn't show up here. Okay, a few things that I have for you. Let me go ahead and subscribe to you as well. First, I would make it clear in your Motivation Magic, absolutely. I would make it clear in your channel header what type of content it is that you're making. So when somebody lands on your channel page, they know what type of content it is that you're making here in your header. It says, you know, you make vlogs or you make travel videos or you make whatever it is that you make. I would make that the focal point of your header here. So just put text on here letting them know, because this is the first thing that people see when they come to your channel is this header right here. So they're going to see your logo and then they're going to see whatever text you have up here. And since you have this plain like this, then you can also just put some plain text on here, but make it specifically state what type of content it is that you make on your channel. In addition to that, I'm going to guess that you have an archive of some kind. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you have some videos, right? Good looking thumbs, by the way, but the same thing that I was saying before is I would dial in your colors on these and make sure, you know, because you have some font changes and stuff like that. Like, get your branding together. And what I mean by that is match up your fonts, match up your colors, match up the basic, you know, vibe of what's going on in your thumbnail graphics, and match all of that with your header as well. But what I was getting ready to say, since you have a nice handful of videos, I would also, if you go on your channel page, there's going to be a little gear icon right here next to the subscribe button. Click on that, and that is going to give you the option. Actually, you already have it for this part right here for the custom channel layout. Okay, so in that case, then go to your channel and add playlists down here so that when people come to your channel, your actual channel page, they see more of your content than what you just have right here on, you know, because right here, when they come to your channel page, if they come here from one of your videos, right, let's take this through a flow. Okay, so let's say that I'm watching your Boxing Day tips video, right? And I think to myself, wow, gosh, I love this guy's stuff. This is fantastic. So I click on your channel name. Then I come to your channel and I say, oh, okay, he's only got 4 other videos, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and a month ago. So he doesn't upload a lot. Whoa, is my stream offline? Uh-oh. I just got a thing here saying that my stream is offline. Nope, I'm back. Guess who's back, back. Okay, so what I was saying, in case that cut out, which is possible, is okay, is basically for the flow. If they come in from your video and then they see this, and then basically they think that you only have 4 videos, because there's no way to get to your other videos unless they click on your videos tab. You want to make everything easy, so go ahead and lay your other videos out in playlists down here. You know, do a handful of different playlists so that they can see the other content that you have to offer as well, without having to make additional clicks into your channel. So, you know, it makes it a little bit easier for the people that watch your stuff, or the people that are just interested in looking at more of your content. Alrighty, so next on the list is the Dark Realm Diaries. Next on this list, we are going to the Dark Realm Diaries. Oh, God, I love YouTube. This is so much fun. You know what? I can't even express how much fun. Oh, yeah, it's coming through there. Can't even express how much fun that I have making these videos and doing these live streams and stuff. It's just a good time. I love doing this stuff. Fun live stream black. Yeah, if you go, you know, you're not even going to know that. If you are in the comments, if you're in the comments and you don't know, then it is probably a good idea to just leave a note here. Okay, if you have a black screen, refresh the page. Hey, no problem on the creepy voice. It's just the Dark Realm. I thought Dark Realm. You know, if I was a hey, my pleasure, Papa Fun Australia. Yeah, I was thinking like if I was a radio voice guy, man, that would have been great. The Dark Realm. Okay, so now that we have this open, I'll quit goofing around. I'll quit goofing around and get back into the review, here. Okay, display capture. Okay, Dark Realm Diaries. Michael J. Elliott, creator of Tales from the Dark Realm, presents the Dark Realm Diaries. Man, I so wish I had a radio voice for that. But I don't, so, you know, work with what you got. That's what they say. Okay, so on yours... Okay, man. First, let me see how many videos you have before I tell you this. Yeah, lots of videos. Okay, so same thing as the last one. You want to add some playlists here, right? Because when somebody comes to your channel, think of it... We'll go through the flow here on yours, too. Think of it like this. Somebody comes to your channel through a suggested video, right? They say, movie review, The Disappointments Room. Hey, I'm interested in that, and I want to check it out. So they click on your channel name, and they say, okay, I want to know more about this channel. I want to get more info here. So they click on your channel name, and they come here. What they see at a glance, and this is extremely important, of what happens at a glance in those few seconds that they have to make a decision on YouTube here. So they see at a glance that you have 4 videos and that you're subscribed to a bunch of people, right? That's what they see. So the very first impression that you're giving people is that you don't have a lot of content, right? So of course they can take the extra effort. If they're interested by anything they see here, they can take the extra effort of clicking into your video tab or clicking into your videos here that they see. But if you have more content as they scroll down for them to choose from, then you're increasing your chances of them going deeper into your page that way. So like your subscriptions are not important to have on here. Like I would completely lose this box altogether. You definitely should not have this on here. Instead, replace it with playlists. And in order to do that, you just go to your channel page, and right next to your subscribe button, you're going to see a little gear cog icon. So you just click on that, and then you can go into your you've already got that set up too. So scratch that. Just go down here. You'll see a little thing down here at the bottom that says something about adding a playlist. So you'll want to click on that. Wow, that's weird. Do you see that on your end too? Yeah, you see this like little ghost thing coming up around here, that box? Crazy. That's creepy, right? Because I'm looking at this channel. Wow, that is totally creepy. Wow, what is going on there? That's great. Yeah, now I'm like, I just got chills. I'm like totally freaking out now. Let's see here. Yeah, that is totally crazy. Huh. Okay, and also your thumbnails, like how you're doing this is cool, but the text is kind of hard to read. This is definitely synchronizing things up a little bit. I would just try to make everything bigger, like maybe the shock image that you have here or the related image, maybe make that kind of half of it, and then put your other information, your other text information over here to the right or something like that. Or actually to the left so that it doesn't get covered up by any of the timers on the platform. But yeah, I would, same thing. I would synchronize your thumbnail so all of that stuff looks, so all of your stuff is recognizable to the people that come to your channel. or that want to watch more of your content if they're watching your video, or if your video shows up on their homepage or something like that. Let's see here. Fans. Oh, you're a horror author. That's cool. Horror book movie reviews, The Current Natural. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so the Dark Realm Diaries. So guys, if you're watching this, this is another thing that's really important. Is when you're doing your descriptions, it's good that you go and you hover over your icon, like search for your channel, hover over your icon, and see what comes up. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, normally the description shows up. I wonder if they just changed that. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so scratch that. Instead, they are now showing a video. That's pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, in your case, same thing, channel page. Your description's fine because it clearly states what it is that you are about. You have your link to your official site, which I'm sure you're getting some traffic to that as long as views are coming in on this. But yeah, I would tidy up your thumbs, your overall branding. This is okay because it says, who you are, which I guess is what you're trying to promote. But personally, I would make this a little easier to read. But I know that this vibe kind of fits with the whole horror thing. So so like that crowd will probably recognize this and connect with the style of text that you're doing here. But I would still personally, I would try to find a version of this type of text, a similar font that is, just a tad bit easier to read. Alrighty. Hey, my pleasure, Dark Realm Diaries. Have an awesome day. Let's see here. You guys use your YouTube username as a tag. I do, yes. Low Roller Scratcher. Huh, you still have a description when you roll over yours? Interesting. I wonder if he has like spaces or something. Yeah, I wonder why his is not coming up. Hold on. No? Huh. Here, I'm actually going to go look at yours, Man Over 30. Man Over 30. Yeah, I'm just seeing, or Man After 30, sorry. Man After 30. Man After 30. Waiting for the page to load. Yeah, man, on yours too. Here, I'll actually pull it up on my screen. Yeah, this is what I'm getting on yours too. So maybe they're just making that change across the board. Normally, in a normal situation, I'll get the description showing up on there. But this is what I'm getting now. Is I'm getting the video, and I'm getting your channel header. Interesting. YouTube changes. Crazy. Oh. That could have been horrible. Just knocked everything over. This is all like rigged up anyway. I'm working on like a desk configuration for this because this is my standing thing back here. This is where I work on most of the time. So I'm working on like another thing here, but I actually haven't gotten it yet. So I actually right now, this is just a bunch of stuff stacked up on top of each other. That's what I'm working with right now. I was out today looking for desks and stuff, but this is just a bunch of stuff stacked on top of each other. But I want to get a desk so I can do so I can get like a full setup going here, but still have this stuff in the back because I enjoy sitting down for the live streams. Okay, so next on the list for the channel review. Next, we are going to go into Brett Atwood is next on the list. So let me go to your channel and do a quick look here to see and confirm that you are father, husband. You're doing family-friendly content, so I'm going to go ahead and clear that without even looking at anything else. Okay, so like if you're putting father and husband in your channel header, guessing you're making family-friendly content. Could be wrong. We'll see. Could blow up on me. Could blow up in my face. Atwood, mind dump. Father, husband, business owner, Rotarian, and goofball. Nice. Like-minded folks. I'm also a goofball and a business owner, but I'm not a father, I'm not a husband, or a Rotarian. But I've eaten rotisserie chicken before. I don't know if that counts. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're talking about a Rotary Club. Okay. So, on yours, Atwood mind dump. Instead of mind dump, let's see here. What are you making? Okay, first things first. Before we get into this, because I love how this looks, and I like how you have, you know, what it is. Basically, you are the perspective on your channel is you're basically saying what you are, which is good, but you're not showing any viewer benefit here. So you're not saying, that, or you're not telling the viewer what type of content it is that they're getting on your channel. You're not doing anything for the viewer when they land on your page. You're telling them, you know, you're kind of going at them saying that you're a father, husband, business owner, Rotarian, and goofball. Like this is what I'm doing, but you're not letting them know what you're doing for them. And I always recommend that people do that. So in your situation, like how you have your Atwood mind dump and how your header's made and all that stuff, it looks fantastic. You know, you did a great job on this, or whoever made this for you did a great job on this. Either way, looks great. But I would try to clarify what type of content you have. Mind dump, which, you know, could mean, you know, that you just do like ramble type stuff, but it's kind of like a conflicting a little bit, because it's like mind dump, father, husband, business owner, Rotarian, goofball. So without seeing any content, I'm thinking, okay, is he you know, is he just sitting somewhere talking to a camera, making, you know, like vlog style stuff, like, you know, Philip DeFranco's type stuff, or is he, you know, is he like, you know, going out, because your channel header, you know, you've got like pictures of the kids and, you know, that kind of stuff, or, you know, is he doing the sit there and vlog type of stuff, or is he doing the like going out and sharing like what's going on with his family type of stuff? You know what I mean? You completely understand. Okay, so I'll quit beating on that horse. On your channel page, same thing goes. Yeah, decent library here. You're on the right track here with your thumbnails. As far as, you know, this is clearly yours, so people will be able to recognize this in a heartbeat. So what you're doing here with this bar across the bottom is fantastic. So keep that up. I would just make sure that the ones that you don't have it on, that you go ahead and add it. I mean, you're obviously probably not going to add it to the Rain and Thunder relaxation, so I see what you're doing there. But with the quick check-in, I would add it to that one. Anything that's related to, you know, the main stuff that you're focusing on, I would definitely add this bar. I would add that bar to it. And really, man, like, you know, you've got the same text going on here. You're using the same font. You got the same color going on. It's all similar to what you're doing here in your header, you know, as far as the overall branding stuff is concerned. So really, in my opinion, I mean, your actual Atwood mind dump thing being on here, that's kind of optional. You know, like put it on there if you want people to see it for that extra reinforcement. But you're going like this bar that you have here on the bottom, that stands out so much that I don't think you even need to do the extra thing if you just want to use that space for more of your, like in this situation, right? Like with him falling, which it looks like he might be doing. Oh, gymnastics class. Okay. So like you could scale that picture up to where it's like a bigger, you know, shot of him, you know, flipping through the ground or whatever, you know, or anything like that. But basically what I'm getting at is to where you're making, more use of this space without putting your logo on it, because you're doing a fantastic job here on the bottom to where your logo isn't there, or doesn't need to be there unless unless that's something that you personally just want to have on there. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to your Chanele Page. That is my Chanali Page is my terrible attempt at not even close to French. Okay, this channel is definitely finding its voice. It's an entrepreneurial dad, husband, etc. Getting a feel for what people are looking for, I think, as it continues to develop. Okay, this right here, like, it's cool that you're putting that out there and that you are in the process of kind of getting the direction together for your channel. But on the flip side, in reality, you know this from doing business, right? That's like, I see that you have your printing thing over here, so I'm guessing that's what you do. Oh yeah, you have it right here, your business. Atwood Print. Okay. So that's kind of the equivalent of somebody walking into your print shop and going, what do you do here? And you're like, well, we have this shop here, but we're like, we do some print stuff, but we're also kind of thinking about maybe doing some other stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing solid. Like, you need to instill confidence in people when they're on your stuff. Like, if you're trying to get a following and you're trying to get people to support what it is that you're doing, it's important that you are very defined in the type of content that you're creating, so that you can say, this is the type of content that I make for people, instead of loose, I'm getting a feel for what people are looking for. Because what that says to me, as somebody that's subscribed to a lot of channels, somebody that's on YouTube all the time, if I went to your description page and I saw, I'm getting a feel for what people are looking for, or I'm getting a feel for what people are looking for, I think, as it continues to develop, we're all excited to see what comes along, even if it's an outlet for creativity. What that says to me is that you have no idea what's going to happen with your channel, and that's cool, but I wouldn't make that public, right? I would start somewhere and say, okay, well, I'm at least going to make this type of content, so I'm going to focus on making that type of content as one of the things that I'm doing, and then maybe I'll expand out from there. But I would make a defined, this is the type of content that I'm making, because for me personally, I wouldn't subscribe to your channel, if it wasn't seeing it this way. If I just ran across your channel, I wouldn't subscribe, because for all I know, if I like your rant videos, where you're sitting there talking to the camera, if I like your point of view on that, then because you say that basically what you're saying here is that your channel could change at any time, right? So basically this tells me that if I'm going to commit to you as a subscriber, and especially if I'm going to click the bell notification icon to come in and follow more of your stuff, then this is telling me that by doing that, you might end up just giving me stuff that I'm not even interested in. So same thing goes with the, I plan on posting videos regularly. Instead of saying that, say I post videos one time per week, and then try to commit to it if you can. And if you can't, if you miss it, then don't even say anything about it. Just miss it, pick it back up, skip a beat. Don't come in, don't make a video apologizing for missing an update. Just come in, drop another update, and keep it going until you get into the momentum of dedicating that weekly upload. Make everything clear. This is the type of content that I make. This is my upload schedule. If you don't know, or like here, you say you plan on making videos regularly. If you don't know how often you're going to be uploading, then don't put anything on there about your upload schedule. If you're not sure about it, then don't make it obvious that you're not sure about it. Don't make it obvious that you're not sure about it. You know what I mean? So basically the idea is just to make everything as clear as humanly possible to the people that are going to be checking your stuff out. So hopefully you found that helpful. See, the cool thing about the channel reviews that I like is that, I know that it's interesting, because I'll reach out for people to do the same for me. And it's interesting because they're usually friends or whatever, but it's interesting to get that feedback from an outside perspective, because, like the way that we think of our own stuff, like my brother's really good at this, because he's really good at, just being hard on me as far as, if I'm like, hey, I think, like this makes sense. What do you think about it? Then he'll check it out and he'll be like, no, dude, this is like completely not, like, I didn't get that at all. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, then I need to make it a little bit more clear. You know what I mean? So it's just cool having that outside perspective to where, you get to see an unbiased opinion, somebody that, will just tell you how it is. And give you some different insight or different perspective on what it is that you're doing. Okay. Inappropriate K-pop mom, you are up next on the list. Are you able to check out my channel? Still working on a banner, phasing out reactions soon. Want to know if I'm on the right track. So we are now going to go to Inappropriate K-mom. First, because you say Inappropriate K-pop mom as your channel name, in reality, I know that you're something K-pop related, but I don't know. Let me make sure I subscribe to Brett. Yep. I don't know specifically what type of K-pop stuff that you do. Okay, you're doing reaction stuff. You're phasing out the reactions soon. Same thing goes, right? Like you have these pictures in your header, and your name is K-pop, so it's something K-pop related. So people that are interested in the K-pop scene, you know, they might scroll around trying to figure out what it is that you're doing. But if you could just make it easier for them by just putting a line of text up here saying what it is specifically, the type of content it is that you make. You know, I don't know, because you have K-pop reactions, so you can do like, you know, K-pop reaction videos, just real big, bold, right here going across the top, covering up this guy's abs right here, you know, because those of us that don't have abs like that don't want to see that. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just putting text across here saying that, you know, K-pop videos or whatever, or K-pop reaction videos or whatever type of content you are going to transition into. You know, I would definitely put that on here somewhere. And yeah, you got a lot of playlists on here. You know, looks like you have a lot of content, and you're linking to your other playlists as well, which is good. Sharish reviewing fun. Anyone else checked out Nick's second channel? Yeah, that's the channel that I bailed on. I want to. It's All Our Questions is the name of that. That's one that. Sorry, K-pop mom, got distracted. I'll be right back. Yeah, this is the second channel. What's funny is this channel, right? I haven't updated this in like, gosh, in like 8 months, I think. And see, like right here, just as an example, right? I have my logo up here, answering the world's most asked questions, right? So basically, it just clearly says this is what it is this is what you're getting. This is what I'm doing here on this channel, right? But what's funny is I haven't updated here in 8 months. 8 months ago was the last update, and this is still getting like 400 and something new subscribers every single month. And the view count, like my monthly view count, I'll still have some months to where it all spikes up. But like I'm talking about, like I'm telling you guys right now, as far as your thumbnails are concerned with making everything match or making everything easily to identify as your own, this is another example of this right here. If you look right here on this channel, right, I have these bars right here because on this channel, I wanted to make my text different. I wanted to make it kind of, you know, do kind of theme stuff with the type of content that I was making. So what I did is I made this bar, and this bar basically gave that identification. Hey, this is Nick's stuff. This is Nick's stuff. This is Nick's stuff. And then here, I still put my logo on there, use the same exact color scheme. I just thickened up the bar to add some extra text here so that I could use this area for text, but still use the same text that I use in my logo for the actual thumbnail text here. But because this is a totally different style of video, what I did, the thumbnail app is called Pixel Labs. But what I did here was I made, you know, I still made it to where it's still easily identifiable as my stuff. And yeah, if you guys are not familiar with this channel, you should go check it out. There's a lot of really cool videos over here, actually. It's just they take too long to make, so I stopped doing it. If I can think of a way to speed that up, I would like to go back and make more, but I haven't yet. Okay. Here, I would also fill out your K-pop mom. I would also fill out your description a little bit more as well. All right. Whoa. Oh, whoa. That was crazy. All right. So now we're going to drink a water. Cheers, everybody. All right. Dark Horse Films, thank you. Let's see here. I see, makes total sense now. Thanks, Corbin Connection. Not sure of the conversation. Let's see here. Nick, should I go and put animal facts in all of my tags? It's not that big of a deal. It can help your videos rank. It depends on how you're structuring things. I always recommend to people that you use your channel tags in your videos, because basically those are two, like basically use it as separate, you know, like in your case, animal facts is 2 different words and animal facts is 1 word, as long as you have the URL animal facts, because basically those are 2 tags. In your case, not so much actually, because animal facts is probably in a lot of people's tags. But, you know, like on a channel like mine, or, you know, a lot of different channels, like the actual channel name itself is kind of unique. So by putting those 2 tags in your videos, you're making that connection to all of your content. So it can help make your videos show up in your suggested sidebar. But in your case, you know, you can try doing that, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work out with you, because, you know, you're doing animal facts and there's a lot of people doing that. So you can try it and see how it works out, but I'm not sure if it's worth going and doing it in all of your videos. But on the flip side of that, by doing that, you are also associating your video with all of the other animal facts videos that are using those tags as well, so that can be a benefit too. But another way that you can do that as far as increasing your chances of popping up in the sidebar for your own content is by putting your videos into series playlists. And YouTube specifically says, and I put the screenshot in that video that I keep talking about on increasing your watch time. YouTube specifically says that they will, or that it increases your chances of showing up in actually altogether as far as how your videos are discovered. But one of those ways is by showing up in related search. Okay, so moving on. Motivation magic. Oh, my girlfriend's gonna be coming home soon. She's gonna yell at me because I'm not finished with this yet. She won't really yell at me, but she'll be like, you know, hey, you should be finished already. And I'm like, I know. That's what I'm gonna say. I know I should be finished already. Hey, do you guys think I should get like a podcast style mic to where it looks all podcasty, to where it's got, you know, it kind of drops down, it's got like a windscreen on it, and I'm hearing I'm podcasty, and I get the voice, and I get my voice sounding all podcast like. Do you think that would be do you think that would be a good thing to do? Tuvi, hey, what is going on, dude? I loved your outdoor video. That looked fantastic. I'm not sure if I replied to that. I'm pretty sure that I did. I know I was looking at it on my phone, and because of the data, it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to use up my data on the video, so I'll you know, finish watching it later. But I watched like half of it, and I absolutely loved that, man. Like the when you're, you know, sitting at the park on the bench and all the different shots that you normally do, you incorporated that into your outdoor video with your classical guitar video, man. That was fantastic. That's exactly what I was talking about, as far as getting outside of your place and making things look different that way. That was fantastic, man. Pretty song too. Great. Your music is amazing. Yeah, and who I'm talking about right now, guys, I don't know if I'm saying the name right, and I apologize if not. But his name is Tuvi, and he plays classical guitar, and he is just killer at classical guitar. So if you're into classical guitar music or just listening to like chilled out music in general, go and check out his channel. Click on his channel name. Okay, so the next one on the list, we are at. Okay, let me do a quick family-friendly check. Magic and occultism. That is good. Okay. Yeah, well, we're going in. Okay, display capture, transition. Okay, magic and occultism, you are clearly stating the type of content that you make. +1 for that. If I had a little +1 dinger and it went ding, then it would have just went ding. for that one. So yeah, clearly states the type of content that you make. That is good. You have your videos showing up on the channel page, which is also good because you don't have a lot of content yet. So, you know, how you're currently doing it, almost everything. Yeah, everything actually is easily found here on your channel page. That is good. With Magic, I'm not sure with the niche that you're running in, but does having that K on there, like, because you have Magic in your tag here, should you have Magic as in like you know, like card tricks type Magic, or is that like a separation thing in your niche? Like, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, if you're doing that to be clever with your name, then in that case I would, hey Tonka, what's going on, man? In that case, I would also throw in Magic spelled with MAGIC also. Your thumbnails, yeah, how you have that on there. Yeah, you're on the right track there. And that actually stands out a little bit also. Yeah, you're on the right track, man. The only thing I would change from what I'm looking at here is I would sync this thumbnail up with the other ones, because it's like the style of it is different. So I would sync that up and maybe sync this one up too. This one's pretty close, but I would still sync it up. And if you look here, this is something that you want to keep in mind too, is this is getting covered up just a tad by the clock over here, or by the timer and the clock when you hover. So so you might want to move this text over just a tad to avoid that. What else do we have? Magic. I would also fill out your description a little bit more, and I would try to work in some of your channel tags into your description as well. You know, don't stuff it, so to speak, but, you know, work in. Magic is legit. Anyone who wants this info knows that. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. So thank you, Cricket. So yeah, I would also fill out your channel description a bit more, and I would include, you know, some of this stuff too, some keywords, rich stuff that your viewers will identify with. And yeah, overall, you're on the right track though. So yeah, just keep what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing, and you know, just make those few changes, and I think that you are definitely on the right track. Magic Man, Motivation Magic, Red Rocket TV, Cricket in the house. Okay, taking notes, says Motivation Magic. I know I should drink that like when I don't have the camera on, but you know. Okay, ARC Crow. Nick, take a look at some of the changes I've made. Maybe I can get more in-depth review when you have time, if I'm not beyond help. Oh, okay. I remember your channel. I think we were actually talking on Facebook, if I remember right. Display capture. A man on the road to build a hero one step at a time. Okay. Motivational self-improvement and how-to videos based on the hero's journey and personal heroes, both fictional and non-fictional. Also good. Just one thing real quick. I mean, this is fine how you have it, but just a personal thing. I would try to make this just a little bit more succinct if you could. Just make this just a little bit shorter and just a little bit, just so it's faster to scan is the idea. But what you're doing here, this is fine. This totally works. But I'm just saying, I would just try to, you know, I would just try to make this just a little bit quicker to scan. Doing this, road rants, profiles, robust, files. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, how you have these on here, you know, that all matches up and connects to that particular playlist. That's good. These are hard to read. I would try to make those just a little bit bigger. I mean, it's obvious that you're talking about Malcolm X here, but actually reading this is a little bit difficult. So I'm guessing, and this is on my laptop, so I'm guessing it's probably a little difficult to read on a mobile phone too. This one, I have no idea what that one says. I actually have to get up close to my screen. I see Wesley, but I can't see any of that stuff underneath it, so you might want to make that stuff a little bit bigger. This here, creating character charisma. Same thing here. Like, I can't read that. Like, this is how you're doing these is good because it's identifiable as your stuff. So you're definitely on the right track there. But use a font here that is a lot easier to read, because when these are small, you know, like right now on my laptop, and, you know, I'm sure if I looked at this on a phone, this is really hard to read. So because this is so hard to read, like it makes it, you know, like I wouldn't click on this because I'd have no idea what it is that it says. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I would click on at all. So yeah, I would definitely make that a little bit easier to read. But you're definitely on the right track as far as like your header is on the right track, and how you're making things look alike. That is also definitely on the right track. You just need to dial it in just a little bit more. Newest road rants at the crossroads. Okay, and like these here, how you have new in front, I would lose that because that's not important information. I mean, they can sort this stuff by date added, right? So telling them that it's new, you know, they can see this right here also if they're concerned about that, right? But with the fact that it being new, it doesn't even matter. So I would lose the new thing because that's real easy to figure out on their own, and really making that a highlight doesn't matter, because the stuff that you're making, like road rants at a crossroads, I'm guessing that road rant is still going to be relevant 5 years from now. So if it's new or old content, doesn't matter because it's still the same. So having that newest on there and new, yeah, I would lose that. Yeah, you're adding playlists regularly. That's good. Okay, guys, if you are just coming into the stream right now, I am looking at channels, basically giving some heads up on some things I noticed from a different perspective and from my experience of working with channels and building my own channel. Over 22,000 subscribers in the last year, which has been fantastic. This time last year, I had like 2,300 and something subscribers. And now this year, and this should be an inspiration too to everyone that's listening to this right now. You know what? I'm actually going to go on that rant right here in a second. I'm going to grab my slippers, and I hope you guys can still hear me. Probably not, but basically, I'm gonna go inspirational on you guys for a second. Okay, here we go. Here comes the inspirational part. Okay, so I was talking with a friend of mine, and he was having a moment to where he was saying, "Hey, I'm having a hard time because right now I only have X amount of subscribers, and other people that are doing similar type of content, they have a certain amount of subscribers, and their stuff isn't even that good." And his channel is fairly new. He's uploading videos on a regular basis, and it's good content, and it's good content especially to the community that he is targeting. But it's good all the way around. But what I was telling him, and I think that it's important for you guys to know as well, and something to just keep in mind, that once you get this stuff dialed in, right, and once you start making content, like right now you might have 500 subscribers, but that doesn't mean, like, if you're at the point where you're like, man, I've got 500 subscribers, and other people that are making similar stuff, they've got this or whatever. In a year, 1 year, that's it. 1 year difference took me from Nick Nimmin, that had 2,300 subscribers in last April, 2,300 subscribers to 20. I'm going to cross 26,000 here within the next day or two, I think. But, that transition went from, oh, hey, hey, it's Nick, hey, there's another one of Nick's videos, and to, hey, Nick's got 26,000 subscribers now, almost 26,000 subscribers. So, we're going to reach out to Nick. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a totally different transition, and that's only happened just over a handful, of videos. Cause right now I've got, I think 83 with this live stream. It'll be 84 videos on the channel. I had like 20 something, I think, when at this time last year. So that's a small amount of videos considering the huge amount of growth that has happened. And the stuff that I share with you guys in these live streams and on my channel, take it as an inspiration, because this is the stuff that I've done, and this is the stuff that I've taken a note of, and this is the stuff that I've really focused on to basically get my channel from 2,300 subscribers to almost 26,000 subscribers in a year's time, right? So what I want to tell you, and what I want you to keep in mind and to understand, is that right now, if you have 2,000 subscribers, you have 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, this time next year, if you apply the things I talk about on this channel and you focus on making content that adds value to other people, and you focus on making everything as good as you possibly can, to the best of your ability, then there's nothing that says that you can't have a nice following this time next year. It's going to take work. It's going to take time. It's going to take learning some stuff, most likely. But, there's nothing saying that between now and this time next year that your channel, there's nothing saying that your channel can't grow 10,000, 20,000, or 50,000, depending on the type of content you make. There's nothing saying that your channel can't grow 100,000 subscribers within the next year. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind, that it doesn't take, it takes a while, in a lot of cases, but, in some cases it can be just the difference of a nice handful of videos. And the stuff that I share with you guys in the live streams and on my channel, this is stuff that it doesn't only just work for me. It's stuff that I've used with clients also. And it's basically repeatable stuff that generates improvements, that generates results, and generates, additional subscribers, additional views, channel momentum and things like that. So keep all of that in mind, and keep in mind that just because things aren't where you want them to be right now doesn't mean that in 1 year from now or 2 years from now that they won't be way more than you could have imagined at the time. I just recently hooked up with, and this is again on the inspirational thing, right? I just hooked up with a guy, and I did a collaboration video, a one-way collaboration, because I just wanted him on my channel for this particular reason I'm getting ready to tell you. But I just hooked up with a guy that, when I first started looking at like YouTube related, I first started trying to figure out how YouTube worked before I knew about any of the guys that we all know, or any of the people that we all know about these days. It was him and one other person were the people that I first started learning about YouTube from. And now, because of where I am now with my channel growth and how fast things are growing, if I would have reached out to him a year ago and been like, hey dude, I want you to come on my channel, he may have, I don't know. But when we connected this time, or when we connected, last week, I just reached out and I was like, hey, I see that you are, trying to, or not that you're trying to, but I see that you have this. If you'd like to come on my channel, I would love to have you on. Right. And without a question, he was like, oh yeah, for sure. Right. Because he saw that, my growth and all that. He saw that you guys, the people that watch my videos, he saw that you guys are active in the comments, that you guys are, active, that we have a community going on here. Right. And because of that, this guy, who was one of the first people that I watched on how to do YouTube stuff, is now coming on to my channel in a video to promote something. And it's crazy, absolutely crazy. And in addition to that, as far as, and this is all, on the whole inspiration side of things, as far as like hang on and try to make everything as good as you can and understand this stuff as best you can, because, as your channel grows, depending on how you structure things along the way, depending on how your channel grows, a ton of opportunity can come from doing YouTube, from, putting in all the work that you have to put in at the beginning side of building a YouTube channel. I mean, even with my channel, I'm still in the beginning, right? Like I'm still grinding, 26,000, it's a lot of subscribers to a lot of people, but in the grand scheme of YouTube, it's not a lot. It's not a lot of subscribers, really. It's a ton of people to me. That it's a lot of subscribers, right? But in the grand scheme of YouTube and comparing myself to bigger channels, you know, it's still not a huge channel, and I still have a long way to go. And as far as those terms are concerned, but all I'm trying to say is that for you guys that are thinking, you know, hey, you know, things are growing a little bit slower than I would like, or, you know, things like that. It took me 12 videos, 12 or 15 videos initially to take my channel from 3,000 or 300 subscribers a month to a little over 2,000 subscribers a month. And then from there, it just kept growing, kept growing, kept growing. As of today, and it'll fluctuate. Last month I was down just a tad, and then this month it shot up. But you know, as of this month, I'm at like 4,000, or as of today, I'm at like 4,900 or something like that per month. So hang in there, keep at it, keep doing your thing, keep learning how to do YouTube, keep focusing on trying to deliver value to other people, and it can definitely work out awesomely for you. So okay, so now with that out of the way, I had to get that out of my system. Hey T-Lock. I live donate. So yeah, I had to get that out of my system, and now we're going to go back into the reviews, and we are going to go into the Vlog Guru for a quick look here. And then after that, I think I have one more. Oh, you know what? I've been on yours too. Interesting. I see what's going on here, you guys. Okay, Vlog Guru, vlogging advice every Monday and Thursday. That is good. Subscribe to your channel. Your thumbnails are really slow for me. Or you're not your thumbnail. Yeah, you're actually just the loading. Live vlog review on stream. Do you love uploading vlogs online? The best advice for vlogging. How to edit videos for YouTube. Yeah, thumbs. Real clearly identifiable as yours. Yeah, you got some buddies in here. That's good in your subscriber list. Peter McKinnon is awesome. Also, I don't know him, but he has some awesome videos for you guys that are learning to make videos. Yeah, dude, your thumbs definitely look great. I remember from last time there was like a slight change that I mentioned making in your thumbs, but they look great now. Let's see here. Jermaine Ellis, I love when you preach, Nick. Yeah, not preaching, man. I just want to remind people, you know, that YouTube is a grind. You know, like it's, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's expectations that we have that, you know, sometimes, you know, we think, oh, well, in this amount of time I should have this many subscribers or this many views or whatever. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes you get a lot more. Sometimes you get a lot less. And when you get that, you know, that less amount, then, you know, it can be difficult. It can be hard on your mind, you know, because you're thinking, man, it's just not working out right now. So, you know, it's definitely important to hang in there. And you know what? As a matter of fact, Paul's book, you know, this, you know, it's about that. You know what I mean? It's about, you know, coming up from, you know, dealing with, you know, difficult situations in your life, but also, you know, that dealing with yourself really and helping yourself get through the frustration of things moving slow and all of that. Okay, Dark Horse Films. Yeah, and the Vlog Guru, just to say it, yes, your thumbs are now definitely on the right track. Your description page, you have that filled out more. On your Patreon, yeah, probably good to go ahead and get that going now too, just for the sake of making sure that you you know, that you have some of your you know, some extra ad money or extra money coming in if you can, you know, get people supporting you on Patreon. Also that you have a TubeBuddy affiliate link in there. You do have the affiliate links in brackets up there, but I would also mention that you are. Whoa! I would also mention that you are. There, you do Hufang Chamai, Hufang Nate, Henmai. There you go. You also want to mention specifically, you want to put a disclaimer on here that mentions specifically that that if somebody makes a purchase, that you will get a small commission. So you definitely want to add that. I put that in my videos. I also put it, well, I don't put it on my description because I don't have any affiliate links in my description, but I put it in my videos. If you want to go copy word for word what I use, that's totally fine. But besides that, though, everything else is definitely looking better. Okay, now we are going to move on to Dark Horse. ARC Crow, you're an inspiration and know what you're doing, hence wanting to get as much help from you as I can. By the way, you're right about being me on Facebook too. Nice. Thanks, man. Okay, Dark Horse Films. You have here Dark Horse, but okay, you're here, let me pull your channel up here. Okay, so when somebody comes to your channel, they see Dark Horse, and that doesn't really say anything about the type of content that you make. It actually looks here because you have like guitars and pedal, commander, cowboy, cowgirl. Yeah, you have like a big mix of stuff here for your tags. So this doesn't really say at a glance from somebody, looking at this from the outside, what your channel is about. I would also be more specific on your channel tags because it looks like you're just going for a bunch of stuff here. So like if you're making a bunch of different types of content, that's cool, but I would try to focus in on just a handful of keyword phrases instead of going for just a ton of different stuff. Also on your thumbnails, if you can, same thing goes. If you were in here earlier, this is something that I always mention to people, is that you want to, and real quick, I'll say that you're definitely on the right track here, breaking all this stuff down into playlist on your channel page. You're definitely on the right track there. But one thing that I would recommend is that you do something, like these are clearly yours, right? But if somebody watches one of these videos and they like your stuff, then that doesn't necessarily tell them that any of this other stuff is yours, right? So basically what I always tell people is that you want to make it everything as easy as possible for the people that are watching your content, and that most importantly, that enjoy your content. Make it as easy as possible for them to find more of your content. So of course they can go into your channel page, but a lot of times on YouTube, if you don't have all of this stuff coming up here on the side with the plugins, then they're going to see your sidebars or your sidebar. So in this particular situation, you probably have these in a series playlist or something, but in this particular situation, these are identifiable as yours. But let's see here. Yeah, like this right here, right? At a glance, I would have to actually look at your channel name on both of these in order to figure out that these were yours, right? So I would recommend putting some type of branding on here, some type of logo, even if it's just something that says, real small up here in the corner that says Dark Horse, or down here in the bottom, right, just says Dark Horse, something that makes these identifiable to you. But in addition to that, in your channel header, I would put, whatever type of content it is that you make. I would make sure and make that extremely clear on your channel header, because people have that split second to make the decision on if they want to scroll or not. So this is the first thing that they're going to see when they come to your channel. So you want to make it as clear as you possibly can. All right. Okay, Oliver Pecora helped my daughter with a music video channel. Please review. Often wonder how to stick out with a music video channel. YouTube is Sophia Pecora. Oh, okay. So I'm not going into your channel. I'm going into hers. Okay, give me 1 second here. I will do a channel search just to make sure I'm in the right spot here for you. Sophia Pecora. Sophia Pecora. Hey, you're already 1,409 subscribers. That's good. You've broken through a lot of barriers already. Okay, let me pull this up on the screen. Yeah, your video quality looks good too. That's good. That's important, especially for this type of video too. I mean, awesome music can definitely get around, great looking video, but your video looks good too. So that takes you a step further. Okay, so on your first thing is on your thumbnails, same thing. And for some of you guys, this might seem like a broken record, but I mean, I can't reinforce this enough because, YouTube states that if you take people deeper into your content, that, that they're going to, they're basically going to promote it more. So you want to basically make your thumbnails like, okay, let me say it this way. Right here, you have a bunch of different types of shots or your daughter has a bunch of different types of shots of herself on here, which is cool because, it shows that it's her. However, as somebody that doesn't know her, like when I see this, I don't at a glance know that this is her. And I also at a glance don't know that this is her. Like if I wasn't, if I wasn't here actually, on her channel doing the review. So if this came up in the sidebar, I wouldn't know this is her. And more importantly is, let's say, for example, somebody watched any of these other videos and they subscribed to her channel. And then this video right here, or this video, we'll say this one, because here she doesn't have the curly hair. So we'll say this video comes up on their homepage, right? So when this video comes up here on the homepage, then at a glance, of course, if they go and they try to, figure out what's going on, then they might click on it because they recognize, oh yeah, I remember I subscribed to her. But you want them to be able to see at a glance that this is that same person. So since you can't do that with a photo because this is obviously, at a different point in life, then you can do that with branding your thumbnails. So what I mean by that is you don't have to use text on your thumbnails. It helps make your thumbnails easy to know what's going on, especially for smaller channels. If you're a huge channel, then it's not as important. But as a smaller channel, it helps to use text on your thumbnails because, again, it's just one more reinforcing thing for people to identify what's going on with this particular video at a glance. But what you can do is kind of how like this, for example, right? How you are doing your thumbnail here that has this unique look to it, which is really cool, by the way. Nice style in that. And this too. Like, I would pick one of these and make all of her thumbnails look that way, right? And so think of it like this. If all of her thumbnails looked like this, then no matter where her video showed up on YouTube, if one of the people that are into her content saw this thumbnail, or saw a thumbnail that was structured in this way, but the actual artist name on here was different, but it also had maybe like a small logo or something like that here in the bottom, or just with this, because that would be such a familiar thing to people that would like her content that it would be easily recognizable. So let's say that if this whole entire grid had this particular thumbnail design, right? Then that pattern would be created in the minds of the people that watch her content on a regular basis. So anytime this particular layout came up on their homepage or recommended in a sidebar or anything like that, anytime that happened, they would be able to quickly and easily identify that's her. And like I started to say, you can take that a step further by maybe putting a little white space down here as well, or maybe even continuing this bar all the way across the top and, do like Black Beatles / Sophie Pecora, or, something like that, or Black Beatles by Sophie Pecora, or, something like that. So basically, you put her name on there, or you put something that's symbolic to her. Let me see if you have anything up here. No. But you put her name and something that's symbolic to her here, maybe. and then you keep this exact design or this design, you know, whichever way you decide to do it. But, you know, you keep something like that so that everything looks branded and super easily recognizable for the people that are looking for more of her content, or when it just gets presented to them on, you know, inside of YouTube, wherever that happens to be, on the homepage, suggested videos, or anything like that. I love looking at music channels. Sophie, I love singing, dancing songs. Or like rapping is a lot of fun too. I love performing in front of crowds, making people happy. Videos, that is cool. Editor Sophie's just getting going. She's a bundle of joy, full of energy, loves to make music. She's always playing guitar and learning piano. Yeah, okay, this is great. You got a backstory going and everything. Yeah, this is good, man. So yeah, so the main recommendations that I would give you at a glance, at this, would be to dial in your thumbnails, and you might also want to add something here in your header. Like if you decide to go with a particular type of thumbnail. Like, let's say you do covers by Sophie as this type of thumbnail, and then you do like original songs as this type of thumbnail or something like that. So it's still, you know, still recognizable for that type of content for her stuff. Whichever one you decide to go with, because they still have a similar vibe going on with them, I would change your header to be something that matches that as well. So basically what you do is you create an entire look that is symbolic to her. And okay, I see you're doing it right here with the Sophie down here in the bottom. Yeah, this same idea right here, how you're doing that, I would take that little tag and I would add that same thing, you know, here, or, you know, somewhere, but make it a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to recognize. But yeah, like what if you do this and you translate it across everything, like all of these thumbnails on every video on her channel, I guarantee you that her views and the amount of traffic that she suggests to herself will increase. I guarantee it 100%. So definitely figure out a thumbnail scheme for her, and somehow try to also tie that thumbnail scheme into what you're doing with the channel header, so that you're creating a visual branding look specifically for her. So hope that was helpful for you, and I hope that was also helpful for everybody else that is watching this live stream right now at the moment. So guys, if you have not yet, give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. That's kind of like the fuel to my fire. It is the water to my dehydrated plant. It is what else? What other kind of references to that could I make? Those likes are the peanut butter to my jelly. Are they the jelly to my peanut butter? See, that's the big question that you got to figure out. Is it the peanut butter to your jelly, or the jelly to your peanut butter? What extensions do I use? I use TubeBuddy as my main extension. I highly recommend TubeBuddy. I always have. I have a link to TubeBuddy actually in my video description. You can go there and check them out. I also have what you're seeing that pulls up all of that stuff with other people. That is vidIQ. And I don't have the paid version for that one. I just use the... oh, he's still on? Nice, dude. Yeah, okay, so him, right? I haven't gotten results from him yet, but in the last live stream, same thing with him, is I recommended that he did something with his thumbnails to make them all symbolic to him. And just as an example, and you're not even seeing this right now because it's not on my screen, and as an example, what he did to make his symbolic to him is he put his tune on there. So basically all of his videos now, or at least most of them, or at least all the ones you're seeing here in the playlist, they all have his specific tune on them. So it makes the people that are into the Explore list, it makes people that are into his content know that that's his content, which is pretty cool. And, you know, I do the same thing on mine. You know, like when you guys see this, you know, you're viewers of my stuff. You know, when you see this stuff, you see it in the sidebar. You know, I've got my face on there and it's big for a reason. You know, like all of that stuff. It's all so that you guys can easily identify what is mine. This is great. You know what? Sitting down like this, like I feel, and having this mic here, I kind of feel like a radio DJ. So I should be like, you know. And tonight on Love Lines, we have Paul Democritou, and he's sticking it up with stick actions. Yeah, I should totally do that. Yeah, I you know what? I think this mic works though. As long as it sounds good, it's fine. Yeah, you do the big face thumbnails too? Yeah, that's good. And you know, people identify with faces. They identify with the eye contact, you know? Like the way that I have this set up right now, it's really hard for me to look, because here's the camera, but I've got like two screens right here that are, you know, that are both doing things right now. So like I keep looking at those, but I you know, I want to look here. But you know, in your thumbnails also, it's important that you you know, that you're making eye contact with the screen, because people connect with that. It draws attention, you know, when people are scrolling through stuff. Liz Atkins, mind blown. Boosh! Blown to bits. Boom! Liz Atkins, somebody call a paramedic. Liz, mind is blown. That's cool, Liz. Glad to hear. I hope it's blown in a positive way and that it's helped you in some way. DJ Nimmin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Love Lines with DJ Nimmin. Okay, let's see here. Okay, next on the list is Juicy Quotes. Hey, Nick, awesome videos. I'm starting a channel for my website. Would love a review from you. Juicy Quotes, man. I would love a review from you. You know what? That sounds kind of DJ-ish too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there tonight and you are lonely, Juicy Quotes would love a review from you. Next up on our list is Juicy Quotes. He would love a review from you. All right, so now I'm going to get on with it here. Okay. This is why I love live streams. You know what? I'm going to pick a day, seriously, and I mean this. I'm going to pick a day, and I'm going to just turn it on, and I'm just going to go all day. It'd be an exhausting day just sitting here blabbering. Classy videos in the house. What is going on? Classy videos in the house. If you were just tuning into Love Lines, Classy Video is now in the house, and he's looking for a hot date this evening. So go check out Classy Videos this evening, y'all. Okay, so Juicy Quotes is where we are at now. Let's make sure that I'm on there. Quotes, jokes, and memes. Nailed it. I didn't even have to think about it. Juicy Quotes, you're obviously trying to get traffic to your website, like you mentioned to me when you said to go check out your thing. But you know, this is clear what you're trying to do. I would also, as a side note, I've personally found it to be effective because on my channel header, I drive people to my website, Tuber Tools. And if you guys are not familiar with Tuber Tools, tubertools.com is my website, and it is where you can get custom channel branding packages. You can get pre-made graphics for, you know, remembering to remind people to subscribe. You can get thumbnail frames. You can get other motion graphics and things like that. So, you know, Tuber Tools, that is what's going on there. But Juicy Quotes, where you have your Juicy Quotes website here, I see that you're pointing to it here, but when you view this on mobile, you're going to be pointing to nothing because on mobile, you're not going to be able to see this over here on the side. MMA Fight Tip says Tuber Tools is awesome. Thank you. It is awesome indeed. Juicy Quotes. Yeah, I would do an arrow basically that maybe goes from the top because your primary focus of this, I think, is to drive people to your website. Is that true? If so, then I would make this a little more prominent as far as the you know, putting a stronger arrow. Yeah, that's it. Tuber Tools, tubertools.com, tubertools.com. JP, Chiba Gaming, JP, good night, my man. Thanks for hanging out for so long, man. I appreciate it. Always nice to see you in here. My girlfriend's cooking really Thai spicy food right now, And man, it is spicy. It's like hard to breathe. I feel like I've been maced. Okay. But on yours, channel header makes it extremely clear. I would just put a stronger arrow going down to your Juicy Quotes website thing right here, or maybe even put something over the top here. Just a little thing, visit our website, and then with an arrow going down to it right here, just so they know that they can just, go right there and click it. So it draws attention, like how you did all this over here. Excellent. I would just do like another variation of this that points them down to this right here. This looks good, recognizable to your stuff. I'm not sure if you are going to break these down into different playlists. Like inspirational playlists are this color, happiness is this color, leadership is this color, good morning is this color. If you are doing that, that's cool. But if you are doing quotes in general, but you're making them all these different colors, I would synchronize your colors across it. Not the end of the world, because you have your branding down here at the bottom, which, makes it all, relevant to you, which is cool. But personally, if it was mine, or if you were a client of mine, I would recommend that if these are not being segmented in any way into different playlists or whatever, that you synchronize your colors across everything. But I'm not sure, what your long-term plan is with this, if you're building this that way for the sake of segmenting it into playlists. Buddha quotes, cool. Yeah, it looks like you're not, actually. So yeah, I would synchronize your colors. Again, that might be your long-term plan, though. You might, have some scheme going on here that you're going to end up putting these into playlists because you've only got a few videos loaded up. But yeah, it's a good idea to have all of your stuff match. But you're definitely on the right track. Another thing that I would do too is I would match up what you're using here for your fonts. I would match all of this up too. So that your vibe across everything is identifiable as you. And I would also pick, like, if you're doing the whole orange thing, which it looks like you are, then maybe this right here, I would maybe do like an orange line across here, or maybe even like a little, kind of keep the theme going. You know what I mean? Maybe have a little bit of orange here on top of your branding that you have, and maybe with like that little arrow thing pointing out, or, something along those lines, or maybe just that little arrow thing pointing out here a little bit, or coming from behind this and then pointing to where it says juicyquotes.com. That would be cool too. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, I think that you are definitely on the right path, man. I just opened up your website too. I'm going to check that out too. But not doing that on the super chat though. All right, guys. So my girlfriend is back. She's cooking food. And I've been on here. How long have I been on? Did anybody know how long I've been on here? I don't even know how long this thing's been going for. Where's my timer? On a mobile, it says how long I've been going for. 2 hours and 48 minutes. Okay, guys. So we are going into the lightning round right now. If you guys are on Twitter, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to type in check out Nick Nimmin's channel at youtube.com/Nick Nimmin, and then do at Nick Nimmin. Okay, what I just posted in there. Check out Nick Nimmin's channel at youtube.com/Nick Nimmin, at Nick Nimmin. If you have a Twitter account, I'm going to give you just like a couple of minutes. Go to Twitter and paste that into your Twitter account. And that at Nick Nimmin on there is going to, it's going to let me pick. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there. I'm going to pick 1 or 2 of you guys, maybe 3 of you guys. Not sure. It depends on how many of you are dumping it in there. But I'm going to pick from Twitter to decide. I'm just going to randomly pick here and pick a couple of channels to look at. So as those come in, whoa, this came in fast. Holy moly. And also, guys, hopefully when you do this, you have a link to your YouTube channel somewhere inside of your account. So while that is taking place, I'm just going to scroll through the comments here while you guys are having fun on Twitter. And I'm going to scroll through the comments here and to see what's going on. Bring in the lightning round. Woo, 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 woo. You were actually the very first person to do it, Quinn in the Cloud, so you are actually on the list. You are actually one of the 2 or 3 people. So just so you know, so sit tight, and you are definitely in there. So I'm just waiting for a bunch more to hop in here, and then we're going to take it from there. See, and a fun thing about this too is a little psychological game I like to play with myself is I'm not even going to give away what it is that I look for. Okay, so Chiba Gaming. So how do we avoid suspension? Illuminarch. Okay, man. If you are just coming into this live stream, basically, I think I got bit by a mosquito. Ooh, yeah, I did. Look at that. If you're just coming in this live stream, basically early in the stream, you'll definitely want to watch the replay. Because what I did is I went over YouTube guidelines, things that YouTube specifically states in their guidelines that I noticed people are doing on a lot of their channels that I wanted to address. That, you know, basically there's a lot of common myths that go around YouTube as far as, you know, hey, you can do this, or doing this is okay, or hey, you want to, you know, show up in the related videos of this particular person, you know, use their name in your tags and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to clarify some of that by basically taking screenshots of what's going on or what they say inside of the YouTube community guidelines and actually putting those into the video. So, and, you know, just discussing it a little bit and all of that. So you'll definitely want to catch the replay on this, but to sum it all up, it's basically just play by their rules, be aware of their rules, be cool to other people, and don't use content that's not yours. In a nutshell, you know, that's really what it all comes down to. Be cool to other people, don't use content that's not yours, and follow their rules. Okay, heck, Nick, please, Nick, what do we do on Twitter? Yeah, you just copy and paste what I put in there. Let's see here. Yeah, check out Nick Nimmin's channel at youtube.com/Nick Nimmin and then at me, because the only way I can find it is if you at me. Infinite Science. See you later, man. Have an awesome evening, morning. Not sure what it is. Okay. The color tool, Tonka Turn. The color tool is coolers.co. Yeah, COOLERS.co. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the first one here, and I had a bunch more notifications come in. Very cool, so I'll be picking from those as well. The first one was from Quinn in the Cloud. So let me open up her channel if I can find her. There we go. Yeah, and guys, the common theme too is making everything easy for people to find your stuff. So also, if you tweet it at me, it's probably a good idea to, if you don't have a link to your channel in your Twitter bio, you might want to do a tweet real quick for that shares your channel as well, just so that I can find it easily if you are next up on the list. Okay, so I'm going to subscribe to you, Quinn in the Clouds, and we are going to go into your channel. Here we go. Okay, Quinn in the Clouds. First thing we are going to do is we are going to go over here, Quinn in the Clouds. You are in there. If you were to pop up here in the sidebar, if I was into your content, because I haven't, like, I've seen this screenshot, right? I know this is you, right? But because I'm not familiar with you yet, when I scroll down, this kind of, yeah, this looks like you. So this is you. I can see there that it's you. This one I have to like stop and really pay attention to kind of figure it out. Yeah, you got some more there too, which I had to look for the channel name. Okay, so same thing with you is, you know, because you're doing cool stuff with your thumbnails, I would just synchronize what it is that you're doing with your thumbnails. So the idea behind that, you know, like I mentioned in all these, the idea behind that is that you want people to be able to go like this. Okay. Once they know your stuff, you know, like once they've seen your stuff, you want them to be able to say, okay, well, this is her video. This is her video. This is her video. This is her video. Because in this situation, right, what would happen is if they saw some type of branding here, right, and then they scroll down and they saw the same type of branding here, right out of the gate, it's going to grab just a little bit of attention for them. And then they keep scrolling down your page, and then, there's that same branding again. There's that same branding again. There's that same branding again. There's that same branding again, right? And it just keeps coming up. Then that makes it like, oh, okay, I get it. This is all her stuff, right? But right now, all of this stuff looks different. You're in there, right? So that's good. So once they're familiar with you, that part is definitely good. But if you can tie yourself into it, along with the rest of, you know, how you are styling your thumbnails, it can make a world of difference. This made a huge difference for me. If I actually still on my channel, I have a bunch of old videos that I'm going to go through, and I'm going to update those, because if you look at my channel right now and you go into my videos tab, you'll see in my older videos how I used to do my thumbnails, and it was like how you're doing yours. Basically, the only difference being that yours are better because your face is in there, right? So they can recognize you. But with mine, what I did is I made the thumbnail based on what I thought looked cool, and I themed it to the topic, instead of thinking, okay, well, you know, I need to make this stuff recognizable to the people that watch my stuff, right? So as soon as I changed that, changes immediately started taking place. So it's extremely important. But on the old ones, I kind of didn't do that, so that I had my marker on you know, where I did do that and where I didn't. But now I know the data enough that it's proven that it works, so I can go back and change them. I just haven't done it yet. So now we'll go to your home page. But yeah, first off, work on your thumbnails. Daydreamer, Night Thinker, Probably Insane, Quinn in the Clouds, Never Lose Your Little Spark of Madness. Cool looking header, by the way. Good artwork, whoever did that. If you did that, fantastic work. It looks great. New video every Saturday. That's good. So what type of, like, looking at this, not knowing anything about your channel, I don't know what type of content that you are making. I don't know if it's vlog style content. I don't know what it is that you're providing to me. As somebody looking at this from the outside, I don't know what type of content you're saying. Kind of like this on Brett's channel that I looked at earlier, where, you know, he was saying that he's a dad and everything was about him. Like it's, you know, that's cool to have that information in there, but you also want to say something about the viewer, right? You want to say something about, you know, what type of stuff it is that you're doing for them, because you're doing new video every Saturday. You can do this really simple, because the new video every Saturday draws your attention. So you can say like new vlog every Saturday if you're doing vlogs, or you can do, you know, like new, let me look at your titles here. All my videos, arty-ish, characters and creatures. Yes, still not fully sure on the type of stuff that you're doing. But if you can define the different types of content that you do and put that, you know, somewhere in your header, then that's a plus too. Just to kind of help people know quickly what it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? So, hey, Infinite Science is back. I thought you split, dude. What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to the chat. All right, gotta ban this dude. There we go. But yeah, like just making that easy to understand here. Like to be honest, like your channel header is interesting enough that if I came to your channel, I personally would scroll, because I would appreciate the unique style that you used in your header. You know, because I have a design background, so for me, I would say, you know, oh, okay, this like whatever she's doing here, it's interesting, right? Because your channel header is really cool. So for me personally, I would scroll anyway, and I would try to figure out Like you won me, you know, at your header. So I would at least scroll down and try to figure out, you know, what it is that you're doing. But I would definitely work on your thumbnails as far as, you know, dialing those in. And because it looks like you're making a ton of different style of content. So if you can't define what type of content it is that you're doing, if there's anything that you focus on specifically, then I would try to put that in your header somewhere. Let me go to your videos page. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely work on your thumbs. That's huge for this. But yeah, for the actual type of content that you make, like it still looks like you do a bunch of different stuff. So I'm not sure if in your mind, because I'm looking at this from the outside, right? So I'm not sure if in your mind you have, you know, and like if you can break the type of content that you make down into like a few different categories and then put that into your channel header. But I would just recommend that. But again, like I said, I mean, just being straight up, you won me with your header, because your header looks so awesome. So just from that alone, I would have scrolled further. But it would be helpful to me as a viewer from the outside if I knew, without having to scroll, what type of content it was that you're making, so that you could qualify me as well. You know, and that's another thing to think about, guys, is you know, when you add that type of information to your channel header, and it identifies the type of content that you make, not only are you making it easy for people to understand what it is that you're doing on your channel, but you are also qualifying people that are interested specifically in the stuff it is that you're doing, right? So, like, part of having an engaged community and an active community around your channel is to make content that they're into, to make stuff that they're interested in, so that the conversation can revolve around that. So what you're doing when you put that information in your header is the people that are into that type of stuff, then they're on board. For the people that are not into that stuff, that's cool. You drew your line in the sand. It might cost you subscribers, but you'll gain higher quality subscribers on the back end of the subscribers that you lose in that process of defining the type of content that it is that you make. Because YouTube isn't about, you know, hey, I've got this many subscribers. It's about, I have this many subscribers that are actually active in my community and that are actually engaged and that are actually, you know, involved in the conversation of whatever it is that's going on, you know, around the channel. So hopefully you found that helpful, Quinn in the Clouds. You say you worked on the About page. Let me check your About page real quick, too. This is Quinn. I'm an adventurer equipped with permanent head in the cloud syndrome, a camera, and a constant need to create. Part scatterbrain dork, part introspective daydreamer, part human. I love the transparency. That's nice. Okay, so now we are going to go to Twitter and let the drum roll begin. Okay. So we are just going to scroll because there's a nice amount of them in here. Okay. We are going to go with, let me get the channel open here. Let me make sure I can find your channel. Yep, link to your YouTube channel. Just followed you also. Going to subscribe. And we will open you up. And I'm going to do one more after this, guys. So, okay, this one is for Marley December. If you are still in here, Marley. Hope so. Okay, in your case, same exact thing. Header, no idea what type of content that you make. So it's very important to have that in your header somewhere. In addition to that, you need to optimize your channel layout here. Right now, you just have your uploads and you have your created playlists, but I can't get to your videos, right? The only way that I can get to your videos is by going in through the uploads because your navigation isn't set. So there's going to be on your channel page, if you go to your channel page right now, there's going to be a little gear icon here. and you can click on that gear icon, and that's going to open up some other options for you for your channel page. You want to make sure that you click the little slider next to I think it says customize channel layout or use custom channel layout or something along those lines, but that's the type of language that you are going to want to look for. So yeah, definitely do that. And I'm going to go ahead and click into your uploads here. Man, Quinn in the Clouds, I love your header. Absolutely love your header. Yeah, same thing on the thumbnail stuff. You know, I would definitely dial that in for sure. You know, one thing on Quinn again real quick that I want to look at. Okay, yeah, another thing too, Quinn, just real quick is, you know, you're doing it right here, which is good. But I would also, on your titles. Whoa. There we go. On your titles, I would try to dial in your titles a little bit too, because right now, you know, as a small channel, you know, it's really important that you, in addition to making titles that are interesting and that make people want to click, it's also interesting, or I mean, it's also important that you work in some type of SEO into these, so that you can try to rank in different places to try to get some more traffic in here too. But you're getting views on your videos, so you're doing okay, and that'll all grow over time. But I would definitely try to you know, target some stuff too, just so you know that can help your rank. It's funny, your header's so good that I wanted to come in and give you, or so, you know, cool and unique that I wanted to come in and give you like extra tips. Oh, see guys, that okay, real quick, I want to go ahead and mention this real quick. Okay, so that right there, right? That is a clear indicator of how important it is to make all of your stuff, you know, look as good as you possibly can. Because like in her situation, right? Like I was so impressed by her stuff that I just like kept looking at it just for the sake of looking at it. Right. And it was still in my brain after I went and I started looking at the other channel, and then I had to go back to it again just so I could look at it. And then I appreciated it again. And then I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm actually going to look at her videos while I'm in here too. So yeah, that's the importance of that. But yeah, let's go back to Marley here. Yeah, so same thing with your thumbs. I would definitely get your channel layout worked out, because the majority of your subscribers are actually going to come from your channel page. For everybody listening to this right now, that's why that is important. So you definitely want to do that. Okay, so the next one I'm going to go to here is, let's turn this off. Okay, and then I'm going to watch the mass clearing out here for whoever doesn't make it. Let's see here. And hey guys, real quick before I go into this one, if you are not following me on Instagram yet, make sure to head over as soon as this stream is done. Oops. To Instagram.com/NickNimmin. I do random stuff on here, but one thing that I do here is I do every now and then, you know, like I'll add, you know, just like random YouTube tips. Also, in addition to that, you know, I'll put like photos of gear and, you know, that kind of stuff. But one thing that I do that is the more fun part of the Instagram follow is I'll also do some live streams over on Instagram too. You know, like if I'm doing a podcast or something, I might pop it up and live stream for a little bit. Or, you know, if I'm out and about, then, you know, sometimes I'll live stream on Instagram too. So if you are not following me yet on Instagram, then definitely head over to Instagram and make sure that you connect with me over there too. Okay, so now we are going to, what happened there? That's interesting. Oh, okay, that was clever. Okay, I see what you did there. Okay, so now the next person is going to be, make sure I can find your channel. Man, I can't find your channel. I'm trying to do the Cullinator here, but I can't find your channel. Hold on, I'm scrolling down your page here. So might have to move on to another one. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you're in. Now watch the mass drop off. Okay. So on yours, first things first, man, is the first thing I see is a logo. Definitely, definitely go out of that. Like you do not, you definitely, hey, for fun, for anybody that's still in here once this one's over, I'm actually going to review, no, I'll save that for another stream. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, in your case, I would definitely not have a logo play as soon as your video starts. Especially like this is like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Yeah, you're like 9 seconds, man, before you even get into your content. So I would definitely on your logo here, I would just completely remove that, dude, because you've got like 5 to 15 seconds to grab somebody's attention, and the worst way to do it is with a logo like that. Like if you should go over and watch the TubeBuddy stream that I did. I actually talked about this information towards the front of that stream, youtube.com/TubeBuddy. It's really important that you hook the viewer in the beginning, that you get them to pique interest as fast as you can when the video first opens, be it telling them something, telling them what your video is going to be about, be it, in your case, if you're not actually talking in your videos, I'm not sure yet, but, if you're just showing stuff in your videos, say you're a vlogger and you're showing stuff in your videos, flashing a bunch of highlights from that day, or from that video onto the screen first to show, hey, this is what's coming up. Doing that first before dropping a logo, or, in a case like this, man, like, and I haven't gotten into your content, but, in a lot of cases, logos aren't even necessary, in a lot of cases. If you're not working on like, serious personal branding stuff, then your logo isn't even really necessary. But, if you do want to use a logo, especially a 6-second logo, then, first, I would cut it down to like 3 seconds max. In addition to that, basically put the interesting stuff first, and then drop your logo, so that it gives them some insight into the type of content they're going to get if they wait that 3 seconds through your logo. Because me, I would have bailed. I would have completely bailed on this. Like, looking at it from the outside, I would have said, okay, what's going on here? Is this like an After Effects tutorial? Like what is this guy showing? And then I would have left. So definitely keep that in mind. Lose that logo. If you want to. That's my recommendation. I'm not saying lose it, but I'm saying lose it. but that's my recommendation. Of course, your call for sure. But I would definitely just keep that in mind, as far as your logo is concerned. Let's see here. Looking for you in the sidebar. Okay, yeah, no idea. Nothing stands out in the sidebar. Culinator, hunting, camping, four-wheeling, and more. That's good. That is very good. Yeah, very clear there. That is fantastic. How you are, making it very clear in your thumbnail. Excellent job. Putting the find us on Facebook in your thumbnail. I would avoid that, because it's like you're, like from a viewer perspective, like I would never click on that. Well, it's not that I wouldn't click on the video. It's, especially if I was interested in finding out how to install a tow hook, but like saying to find you on Facebook on a thumbnail is kind of irrelevant, and it's kind of multitasking the thumbnail. So I would get them into your video first, and then try to drive them to your social media, or try to drive them to your social media from your channel page instead of trying to do it from your actual thumbnail. And I think I looked at your channel before, actually. Didn't I? Did I look at your channel before? Yeah, same thing with your thumbs. Like, I would definitely get the branding in order on your thumbnails as well. Yeah, like with the YouTube thing, I think I did. Or there's somebody else doing something similar. But like with the YouTube thing that you're doing here, like they know they're on YouTube, right? I mean, that's like... basically, like this right here distracts from from what you're saying here, duck hunt 2016 Washington, right? Like this is the most important information on your thumbnail right here, saying that it's the duck hunt 2016 Washington, and of course a picture of a duck. You could lose this YouTube here. You could make the size of this duck bigger and then work your text around that duck. So yeah, man, I would definitely lose that, but I would put some type of branding around here somewhere. Like you have this, but it's covered up by the watch time. See that? Like your actual view or your actual view duration is covering up your branding on there. So maybe move that to the other side as well to kind of help people identify with your stuff. So boom, boom, boom. There we go. So this has been going on for a while. Like we've been running for like 3 hours now, I think, guys. This has been fantastic. So thank you guys, all of you guys that have hung out, for this long. If you've been here since the jump, thank you so much. That's cool, man. It's awesome that you are, that you're hanging out, that you are, that you're chilling. That's pretty cool. I enjoy that. I think it's awesome that you're getting enough good, solid information from the content to hang out for this much time. And, like Man After 30, you've been in here, I think, since, within the first few minutes. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you hanging out. Dolce Mom Life, what's going on? I've seen you in another stream as well, and I think in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out. My brain is like slowly falling apart. So as you guys can tell, my whole energy levels drop. Really like a 3-hour live stream, right? Like trying to keep up that vibe. It takes a lot out. Like I should take like in long movies back in the day. Not in my day, like back in the day, like way back in the day. Like how they used to take intermissions and stuff like that. They do that in theater now. But like how like when they take intermissions, we should start doing like a live stream intermission. Like, hey, 5-minute break, everybody go do whatever it is you're going to do, use the bathroom, whatever it is that you're going to do, and then, and then we'll come back in on it and go for it. That's what we should do. So before I head off, do you guys have any questions or anything? Or because I'm going to head off right here in a second. I just want to give you guys a chance to ask any questions that I can burn through real quick before I get off of here. My comments aren't moving. You know what? I wonder if my stream is still good. Hold on, I'm just restarting the stream, or not restarting the stream, but restarting my comments. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, it's rolling now. Okay, there we go. Okay. So what do we got? Are you using OBS? Yes, I am. That is what you see when I do the display capture here. This is OBS within 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 OBS. So yeah, I'm using OBS, and I made these graphics to overlay on the top. I've got the ticker right here. Ticker background is basically the white background. The text right there is the ticker text going across, and the top left sub there turns that on and off. So yeah, this is OBS. It's pretty cool. It's impressive the what it can do for a free software. It's incredible. Thanks for everything. Really admire you and everyone in this chat working hard on their channel. Fist bump. Boom. Thanks for being a part of this chat as well. And thanks for making that awesome header, by the way, too. That's great. I love when I go across channels and they have something that really sticks out like that. Love it. Oh, man. Oh. All right, dude. It's quick, though. All right, so here we go. We're going to do one more. Candid Tech. Okay, what does YouTube TV mean for us YouTubers? It's fantastic because it means that it's more people being aware of YouTube, and it's more people because there's going to be a lot of marketing behind that because it's a paid service. But it means there's more people that are going to be aware of YouTube, and it's going to be more ways that people are going to get used to using YouTube on a regular basis, which means that, you know, they'll be able to, you know, that increases our chances of us getting in front of people also. So, you know, hopefully they get this whole ad thing worked out soon so that people aren't freaking out. And then from there, then we are, then we're good to go moving forward, right? Let's see here. Hey, Nick, with a 13-minute video. Oh, yeah, dude, I was on your channel before. Hey, Nick, with a 13-minute video with 81 watch time and 17 views is good duration for our first video. 81 watch time on a 13-minute video is fantastic. Yeah, so whatever you're doing, keep doing that and do it a lot, and then you should be okay. And Sky High Beats, I'm guessing you make music, so yeah, dude, keep doing that for sure. Okay. Hey, Nick, is there a way to tell Chrome to always have the find tool open to skip that step for keyword research? Razman's Reality. What's going on, man? Realty. What's going on, man? Dude, all you got to do is just hit Control F on your keyboard, and then Chrome will pop up that search dialog box. That's all you have to do. Dark Horse Films, this has been one of your best yet. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate that feedback, because my job here is to serve you guys, right? My job here is to basically, you know, help you guys that are trying to grow your channels, or that are kind of, you know, stuck somewhere in the process, or that are just trying to get a handle on a particular aspect of it or whatever. Like, my job is to help you through that process. So that's great feedback to hear that you enjoyed the stream. Thank you. Subbed a bunch of new channels. Thanks for the super awesome stream. My pleasure. Cricket, thanks for hanging out for so long. Recommendations for channel banners. The largest one for YouTube TV. Recommendations for channel banners. You mean like people to make them, or things to do with them, or what do you mean? For the actual graphic? Yeah, try to make something that displays well on YouTube and within TVs. And of course, you want to, you know, you definitely want to focus on the one that everybody's going to see on their mobile device and on their laptops and all of that stuff, but also make something that will look cool on a television. Dark Realm Diaries, love the stream, Nick. Really inspiring and motivational. Awesome. Fist bump. Thank you, Dark Realm Diaries. Paul. Thanks. Hey, Paul, you tell me, man. Do you want me? Who do you want me to? You pick somebody. Oh, here. Let me do Candid Tech real quick. I've already done Candid Tech, so I think yeah, Candid Tech reviews, unboxing, giveaways. Awesome. You made that clear. Yeah, same thing here. I would definitely update your thumbnails for that. For your, you know, for the sake of branding stuff. Oh yeah. You know, I think that same exact thing happened last time. Either that, or I'm in like a massive deja vu. Nate Pro, I'm selling graphics if you need some, or I can do it for a shout out. Hey, I appreciate it, Nate Pro. Hey, seriously, Nate Pro, send me at, go to tubertools.com/support, or I'm sorry, go to support at tubertools.com and send me, email me at support@tubertools.com and email me your portfolio, because I have some people that I work with for Tuber Tools that help me out, you know, when I get, you know, really busy with it. So depending on, you know, how your stuff is or whatever, you know, I might be able to send some work your way. So send me your portfolio if you don't mind. Okay, so yeah, dude, your text is extremely clear, very attention grabbing. One thing that I would do is, I love how you're doing the big text, but I would also, I would in addition, because there's a fine balance that you're writing here, and you're really close. Like in this one, you got it. In the earbuds, you've got it, but you're cutting off the earbuds just a little bit. Like I would find the balance between being able to highlight the products that you're reviewing, because you definitely want a nice shot of those, and your text. Like what you're like, you're so close to nailing that. But I would definitely put just a little bit more highlight on specifically what it is that you are highlighting. Like this here, you have GeckoPod review, which clearly says, GeckoPod review, lets them know. But in this situation, I would have moved this up higher, and I would have made your image of the GeckoPod a little bit bigger so that it, makes that visual cue as well, that you have an image of what it is that they're talking about too. So yeah, for these most recent thumbs, yeah, you're definitely on the right track. You're so close to nailing it. I would just make that minor adjustment, and then you should be good to go. I mean, you're real close right now. I mean, in theory, you could run with what you got, but I'm just saying, if it was me, or if you were a client of mine, I would just dial them in just a tad bit more. All right, guys. So we're looking for a vote here. So Paul paid for somebody to have a channel review. You guys are trying to keep me from sleeping, and you're trying to make me sleep in the doghouse tonight because my wonderful and very patient girlfriend has been home for like an hour, and she is not going to be happy that I am sitting here and continuing to do this. All right, guys, so I just had 2 more come in. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to postpone. MMA Fight Tips, man. I'm actually going to hit you up on Facebook because I want to schedule a conversation with you anyway. So I'm actually going to hit you up on Facebook, so we're good there. Yeah, Bistro Music. I'm gonna have to get you next time, man, because 2 things. 1, I've been on here for like over 3 hours. 2, 3 things. 2, my brain is shutting down. 3, I don't want to sleep on the sofa tonight. so I am going to have to wrap it up. So, all right, guys. So, yeah. So, Paul has a credit for somebody on the next live stream. Bistro Music has a credit for somebody on the next live stream. MMA Fight Tips, I'm actually going to be hitting you up on Facebook. It's not going to be tonight. It'll be when I wake up tomorrow because it's like midnight here, which is part of the reason my brain's shutting down too. So I'll be hitting you up on Facebook tomorrow. Bistro Music, you have a credit, my friend, and thank you. And Paul, you also have a credit that we will pass on to anybody because you're in here all the time anyway. But real quick, I also want to mention the guy that gave that $5 credit, right? We won't call this motive, but the guy that gave the $5 credit, this is his book. He's actually an author. This is like, the real deal. It's got like pages in it. This isn't an ebook. This is like the real deal. This is like a book on success and how he has overcome huge odds to basically recreate a life for himself after he beat cancer. So Success IAO is the name. You can get it on Amazon. So go check that out. Check that out as well. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the live stream, especially you guys that have been in here for a long period of time. I really, really appreciate you guys hanging out. Yeah, Cricket, a real book. So thank you guys so much. And if you have sat through this live stream on the replay and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click the round icon right now to subscribe if you want to grow your channel and learn how to make videos and all types of other YouTube related stuff. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and thank you so much for watching if it's on the replay. I'll see you next time.